Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
I'm Ashley Sledge.
Let's talk horror. So today we're going to be doing our top 10 Friday the 13th kills. We're waiting on our buddies over at Nightmare Junkhead, and there they are. They are coming in now.
No, we're trying to get the camera going.
All right. I can hear you guys, but I can't see you yet. Oh, we lost them there. Sorry about this, guys. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. While we're waiting in the chat, let's hear some of your guys'. What are some of your guys' favorite Friday the 13th kills while we're waiting for everything to get going? I'm very excited about this because, as many of you know, this is my favorite. In the chat, sorry. This is my favorite personal killer of the bunch. I mean, I think Chucky's up there, but I think of the big three, Jason, Michael, Freddy, it's always been Jason for me. And I know that's not the same for you, but
no, everyone knows that I'm a Michael fan, but he does have a lot of kills. So it was kind of hard to pick well, I guess I have 12 because I have 2 honorables. Right.
Well, see, and the thing is for me, personally, I've always thought that Jason had the best kills of the bunch. I think that him and Freddy are kind of neck and neck. They're both really high up there with their kill counts and how they kill. For me, Michael was always more like stab, 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 as to where Jason and Freddy were a little more inventive and unique with their kills. Nathan says Eddie belt wrap kill in part 5, A New Beginning. Now, is that in your top 10, Nate, or is that where's that at on your list? I would like to know where that is on your list. Hey, Mike, thank you, man. Thank you so much, Mike. That's really cool of you. We appreciate you so much. Nathan, when you say that kill, where does it fall on your list at? I'm really curious to see where this is.
That may or may not be on my
list. may or may not be on mine. Oh, number 13. So you got, okay, I love this. He has his top 13. Me and Nathan talked about this earlier. I have 2 honorable mentions. So technically I'm in my top 12. But we talked about that earlier, and I wish we would have had more time to be able to, really come up with the 13. So I think that's a brilliant idea.
I had 15 total, and I had to weed some out.
So with this, also on top of everything else that we're doing here, coming up in the next couple of weeks, just to keep you guys updated while we're waiting for our buddies over at Nightmare Junkhead to pop in. Here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing our top 10 favorite scary moments from non-horror movies is one of them. Another thing we're going to be doing here in the next couple of weeks is our top 10 least favorite horror movie remakes, as well as our top 10 most overrated horror movies. And joining us for some of these episodes will be my buddy Justin over at Movie Watch Daily. My buddy Ken is going to be joining us. Oh, yeah. Mike, I completely agree with you. That is such an amazing scene. The first 20 minutes of the remake may be the best part of any Friday the 13th movie in the history of the franchise. Hold on one second, guys. I'm talking to the guys from Nightmare, trying to get them in. Okay, sorry about that. But I agree, and I love the remake. I personally love the remake very much.
I like the remake too, actually.
Okay. Now, another thing, like I said, we're going to have Ken from Mid-Level Media, and something that I'm very excited about. Some really good friends of mine over at The Horror Show here on YouTube. You guys can check out The Horror Show. I strongly recommend you checking them out. And speaking of checking people out, Nightmare Junkhead, the guest that we're going to be having today. I have their podcast down here in the description. Make sure you check them out. I've been so lucky to be a guest on their podcast a couple of times. The next time I join, Ashley will be joining me. We're very excited about the next time we work with these guys too. I'm not going to spoil too much, but they are awesome guys, and I'm so excited that we are able to have them in here with us. It's Greg and Genius. Like I said, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now at this time with the guys, but I think here they are.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hi.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude?
There's my boy Genius, everybody. That's Genius, and Greg's got me around here somewhere.
Yeah, Greg's coming around. He had to fix the audio.
What's up, buddy?
I am so sorry. This is so unprofessional of us, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of staying on brand. I apologize.
So we're in Central Time. So we're in
Central
Time, and we thought we were we thought for some reason you were in Central Time too, because all time is OCP time, and so. But we're here, and we are so excited to be here and so stoked because this was a wonderful, daunting task. Jason has the most kills out of all the other monsters combined, and trying to whittle it down to 10 was nigh impossible. And I really like what that guy said we should the top 13, but because I got like a buttload of honorable mentions too, because I'm like, okay, there's this kill, and then that kill was rad, and then this kill was dope, and then this kill was the shit. So, like, yes, but hey, how are you? It's good seeing you and talking to you again, dude, man.
I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I was just pimping you guys. I don't know if you can hear or not, but I'll tell everybody I got the links for your podcast down here in the description. I would really like it if everybody would check out the podcast. I also have their Twitter handle down here in the description, so make sure you guys are checking them out. These guys are rad. Two of the greatest guys I've ever met. And a buddy of mine, Justin from Movie Watch Daily, I didn't know that he was from your area, and he talked about the private screenings and stuff that you guys do out there. And when I told him I was going to have you guys on, he was like, yo, those are two of the dopest guys in the world. So very excited to be here with you guys tonight, man.
Shucks. The honor is ours, man. Seriously.
And sincerely, my most sincere apologies for the whole lateness, and especially on a live stream. Just to give you some context here, we're here at Screenland, our little local indie theater in the back room, where we record, where we've had conversations, Ken, and we were recording stuff for our Patreon and their Patreon. And we, again, the time stance thing, totally forgotten. Jay's like, we need to pause. Ken's hitting us up right now. I'm like, I felt like I saw Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Hack me to pieces. And I'm like, oh no. Like, cause again, I'm so sorry. And Ashley, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's wonderful to meet you.
Like, this has been, we've been excited for this.
We were just talking about how the next time we all get together, Ashley's going to have to join us on your guys' show, because I think that she's going to realize it tonight when we're all hanging out, but how much your guys' horror knowledge influences me. Listening to the podcast and hanging out with you guys is always such an amazing time for me. So I'm so stoked that I'm able to sit here and spend a little time with you guys again. But before we get started in our list, we got a couple comments I want to catch up on. My dude, Chris Marshall, Harpoon Gun Gil from Part 3, definitely in my top 10. I'm wearing the Friday the 13th Part 3 shirt right now, buddy. So that may be on mine too. John, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming. Antonis, hey, Ken, my favorite kill in the Friday the 13th franchise is Sleeping Bag Kill in Part 7. That may be on my list somewhere.
Never know.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but we cheated. We do have some honorable mentions. Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Technically, I don't. I tried to whittle mine down to having no regrets on my top 10, but Genius, lay it on him.
I'm a man of large appetite, so I don't like to, when I go to the buffet, I don't like to limit myself. I like to just get a little bit of everything in taste. I gotta say, one of my honorable mentions is I'll give you, we'll do the top 3. Okay, so one is the Doc Slash and Flash from the remake, when he jams the machete into her head, pulls it up just enough to boobs, and then just takes out the rest. Another honorable mention is, it's so stupid, and it kind of made me fall in love with the entire franchise. In Part 6, when he takes the paintballer, throws him into the tree, and he makes the smiley face, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I love this. And my the other honorable mention is the death of Shelley in Part 3, because fuck Shelley. Seriously, fuck that dude. He gives funny fat guys a bad fucking name, and then he pulls that shit. He was a hero. He could have everything. He could have got the girl, had a great weekend, but no, pranker's gonna prank, I guess, and he started fucking it up from the get-go. He's as bad as Franklin from Chainsaw with a right?
Genius, do you need to lay down on the couch and do a little psychotherapy here?
Fuck that dude.
Right. Yeah, we actually brought
Shelley
you here for a session, Genius.
But we already have the couch, right? This is intervention. It's a Friday intervention. No, Larry Zerner, the actor, is a wonderful man. He's really smart, really intelligent, and with he's always been open and honest, laying out stuff, especially with the whole thing going on with Friday Now. He's always been up and about, but but his character Shelley can fucking kick rocks.
So he's the reason Jason got his mask.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true, but like,
at what cost?
I know at what cost. Potato sack.
What cost?
Potato sack was cool as shit, though. You know, I mean,
Right,
like,
that was the dude.
Eventually, he's gonna find a mask.
Right.
So real quick before I get to my honorable mentions, I want to. Nathan says his honorable mentions are Debbie's kill and Jason Goes to Hell with the signpost through her body, and Mark in part 2 wheelchair machete to the face. Awesome. And then Linton, how's it going, guys? Linton, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad to have you. I want to say this again, and you guys that are watching it on a replay that are not watching it live, you may hear me say this a couple times. I have Genius and Greg from Nightmare Junkhead, the Nerds of Nostalgia. You can follow them on Twitter on the links down here below, as well as subscribe to their podcast. I've been a guest on there a couple times. I was so excited to do so. I'm so excited to work with them again in the future. These are two dudes that I genuinely have a good time with every time we get together. We laugh, we cry, we wonder if she was a big fat lady, and we always have an amazing time together. So
you open up that can of worms, dude.
Ken, you know better than this. You know better than this. We got to keep him on the, the Camp Crystal Lake.
Right. Dude, every time I watch that movie, I think of you, Genius. Every single time. Because you kill that every time. My buddy Jake's here. Jake, what's up, man? It's good to see you, buddy. So my honorable mentions, and another thing I want to say to everybody, I don't know the nerds list. I don't know Ashley's list, and we don't know each other's list. I don't know if you guys know each other's list.
No, we don't know each other's list either.
Okay. We don't either. We just feel like it's more genuine and more fun that way. So
I'm not even looking.
my honorable mentions. My first honorable mention. Where are you on here? Vera. In the eye.
Yes.
Vera is an honorable mention just because, hey, what are you doing? And then she clicks, wait, who are you? Like the dude is 3 feet taller and 2 feet less wide than Shelley, and she can't figure it out until he's that close. And then and Jason Takes Manhattan, the sewer drown with Charles, when he picks him up and he puts him into the 55-gallon drum. That's one that had to be an honorable mention for me. I'm a big fan of that one too. So what about you, my love? What are your honorable mentions?
I have 2 of them. So one of them is from Friday the 13th, part 2. The wheelchair guy, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the machete to the face, and then he like rolls down the stairs, and it's kind of funny, but it's not at the same time. It's kind of a ridiculous kill. I mean, that would really suck.
And don't feel guilty about laughing, because I know I take him anywhere and he's laughing at the most scandalous stuff.
I'm a monster.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I try not to. I'm like, oh, that would be horrible, but it's kind of comical.
It is. It's insult to injury. That's the thing.
Yeah. And then
I had to walk out and compose myself because you have that kill so low. So I just had to go compose myself and scream into a pillow for a couple seconds because of how low you have that kill.
Okay, and then my other one is from part 6. It's the newlywed Elizabeth. I really like how he like stabs it through her head into that mud puddle. And I don't remember what I was watching, but they said that she had like a breathing tube that got all clogged up with the mud.
Are you talking about the girl at the beginning that's trying to give him money?
Yeah, that's right. They're newlywed, and
yeah,
they're trying to give him money, and he like stabs her in through the puddle, and she drowns.
Mm-hmm.
But she had to hold her breath for that whole scene because the breathing tube kept getting clogged with mud, and I think that's freaking badass, honestly.
Yeah.
So I had to add that one to my honorable mentions.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Greg does not have any honorable mentions, so we will get started with our list now. Hold on, Charles is here. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
What's up, buddy? Charles has the coolest picture, man. The Freddy and Jason mixed together. That's so dope.
That is cool.
So as we go with our list, guys, we'll give our 10s through 1. And then when we get down to our number 2s, we'll go back through and go back from honorable mentions down to number 1. But give us your list too. Chime in the chat. We want to hear what you guys have to say. If you have any questions for Genius and Greg about Nerds of Nostalgia or Nightmare Junkhead, feel free to throw your questions at them. One thing about this chat, guys, we love your super chats. We appreciate you, but you never have to donate money for us to answer your questions. Anything you say, anything you ask in this chat, as long as I feel it's inappropriate and there's nothing inappropriate asked to anybody here, we're happy to answer it. You never have to pay us to answer your questions. We appreciate it. I'm not going to tell you don't do it, but you never have to. We are more than happy to talk to you without you having to pay us any money. So without any further ado, hey, real quick, the Baron's Hideout podcast just joined us too. What's going on, guys? Thanks for popping in.
Hello.
Nathan says his 10th kill is Trey from Freddy vs. Jason when Jason stabs Trey like 20 times and folds him like a V. Also maybe on my list too. Great minds, Nathan. Jay Dead, hey yo, Ken and Ashley in chat. Jay, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. We always love to have you. So coming in at number 10 for me, anybody that says this isn't a kill, I'm gonna slap you because I don't give a shit that he winks. Jason killed him. Freddy and Freddy versus Jason. The fact that Freddy bested Jason probably earned me a bunch of money as a kid because I told everybody Jason would whoop Freddy's ass at the end of Jason Goes to Hell when the glove comes up and takes it down. I was like, Freddy just wrote a check that ass can't cash. So I'm putting that on my list. At number 10, I got Freddy Krueger from Freddy versus Jason. So
I almost added that, but I mean, he did wink.
Oh,
so
stop it.
He did wink.
Well, he's going to be like Monty
I gotta
Python.
give it to her. I gotta give it to her. I gotta give it to her. I'm sorry. I think it's more of a draw than anything, but that's me being diplomatic.
He's a head.
That's me being well. He's not dead. I mean, like, you know, maybe we need a round 2 fight. You know, so like.
All right, my love. Do you want to give your? Oh, hold on. Daniel just said triple head slash off from Jason 6.
That's pretty
so,
rad.
Nantana says, was that head at the end CGI? I believe it was. I can't 100% say, but I believe it was. Nathan says, Jason did kick Freddy's ass all around Camp Crystal Lake. I love you even more, Nathan. Now, real quick, baby, do you want to give your number 10?
Yeah. Number 10 for me is from number 5, Eddie. So when he gets his head crushed, when he has the belt around the tree and he keeps twisting the stick and it like tightens up and he gets his head crushed. I think that's I like gore shit like that. Yeah. So I like that one.
For people that have tuned into the chat before, you've learned that I'm more of the Notebook and she's more of the Hostel. She's more of the gory stuff and I'm more of the genuine love and scariness. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I gotta harken back real quick. I can't believe this beautiful wife of mine that I've been with for 16 years has Mark's death so low. I can't get over this. It's bumming me out. But let's move on to brighter subjects now. Genius, you want to give us your number 10?
Yes, my number 10. We have a theory on the show that if you're a mortician or an ambulance driver, you have to either be eating something over the dead body or be a perverted creep. And in part 4, we have both. So for my number 10 is the rip and twist of the neck.
Yeah.
While he's watching the 30-minute workout. There's something that harkens back to a simpler time. So the hacksaw and neck twist. It's that double combo.
Poor Axel.
Yeah. And he like when he like flips out when Jason moves or whatever.
Jesus God,
that was so over the top. It was insane.
He is the Super Bowl of abuse. You know, what can we say?
Before we go to Greg real quick, Mike says, loving Freddy versus Jason when he slices the stoner dude in half after he eats the Freddy slug. See, that's another great kill. The only thing about that kill that bummed me out is the CGI blood because it looks so fake in that after that kill when it's all over the floor.
Yeah.
The Baron's Hideout. Go ahead, baby.
The bug.
Oh yeah, that slug thing looks.
Kind of
That the CGI in the movie does not hold up. So many kills to choose from. One will come to my head to say. Understood. Take your time. We're here for a while. We're gonna have a blast. Jay just donated $4.99. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate you so much. The ones for the OG Jason Killer for Corey Feldman. Bell, something I want to add, Greg, before you do your number 10. And this was not a stipulation I made. This is just something I always do for myself. I don't have any of Jason Voorhees' deaths on here. Anybody else that does, absolutely run it. But me personally, I just put Jason kills on here or Friday the 13th kills on here. I don't have any of Jason's kills personally, But if I was gonna have one, it definitely would have been Corey Feldman going ham on him. That would have been the one. So, Greg, you want to give us your number 10, brother?
Absolutely. And I'm going to say this, my list here might upset some people because I'm going to omit some obvious ones because I have faith in you all that you will carry on those particular kills. But my number 10 comes from one of the films that I think a lot of people hate, but we on the podcast genuinely love it. Out in Space, No One Can Hear You. But you can hear the killing of one David Cronenberg in the very beginning of the movie. The killing of Cronenberg, the fact that David Cronenberg is in a Friday the 13th film, and the only reason he was allowed himself to be in it was to be killed by Jason. So for me, got to go with the killing of Cronenberg for number 10.
Love Cronenberg kill. Such a fun kill.
And like I said, and just the fact that that's what he said. He's like, I will come and do this movie if you kill me.
Right.
Like that was his stipulation to doing it. How awesome is that?
I mean, I would be cool with being killed.
Right.
By Jason.
Oh fuck yeah! I'd love to be killed.
Well, I was lucky enough to talk with Todd Farmer through Screenland, and he mentioned the fact that Cronenberg actually ad-libbed some of his dialogue because he's talking about like the flesh being wet and spongy, and he's like, "That's clearly Cronenberg." So,
Right.
Long live the new Voorhees.
Again, what are you gonna do? Correct him? That's not in the script, Cronenberg.
It is in my script. He pulls it up and it's all wet and shit. It's like looks like it's leather.
That's a genius. So that's our number 10s, guys. In the chat, give us some of your number 10s. I'd love to hear them. While we're waiting, Ashley, would you like to give us your number 9?
Yeah, number 9 for me is from the original. A lot of the original deaths were kind of lame. But Marcy, when she gets the axe to her head in her underwear. I thought the makeup of that more than the other kills in the beginning were pretty cool. So I wanted to add that one. I try to get one from every single movie, and yeah, that's one I chose for that one. For the original.
We got a Mr. Voorhees. You know what's funny? In your top 10 so far, you've got A New Beginning where he gets his head twisted. You've got the original with Marcy. You haven't had a Jason Voorhees kill yet.
Because they're all Pamela.
No, you've got Pamela Voorhees, and then you've got why can't I think of his name?
Roy
Burns.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a Roy Burns and a Pamela so far. So that's fucking rad. Nathan says my number 9, Andy handstand kill from part 3.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Love that kill.
Awesome one.
So Genius, you want to give us your number 9?
Hold on, I gotta give you credit, Ashley, for the Marcy kill. Like there's something about that kill, and it's not even the kill itself, it's her face that she makes. She's like, it's just the way she makes the face is just, I don't know. It's almost kind of like wonderful to me because she's like, like she knows she done fucked up. It's like she just saw her entire life flash before her eyes and it was filled with regret. And so like there's something about that face. I just because it stays on it for a while, so I know I love it. And then I'm gonna agree with you again. Ken's gonna hate me. My number 9 is Mark from part 2. So it's just the insult to injury, the wheelchair kill. I know. It's just so mean. The fact that here's the thing, he's just about to get lucky, right? Because she's even like, so everything's good down there, and he goes, oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He goes on the porch, the world's his fucking oyster, right? He gets a fucking machete to the face. The next thing he knows, he gets tossed down a flight of stairs. That's throwing fucking salt in the wound. If Jason didn't laugh in part 8, he should have been laughing in part 2. Because like that is mean as fuck. And you heard he laughs in part 8, right? Have you seen that, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
There's so much about number 8 that I just can't. Mommy, don't let me drown. Like, shut up. Before Greg, we get to yours real quick. J-Dad says number 10. All I'm gonna say is, ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh baby.
Funny fact, I actually had damn enchiladas today for lunch.
Oh, nice.
I did.
Enchiladas. Oh my god. It's funny because I gotta say this real quick. Growing up, I hated part 5 because I was like, oh, this is Roy Burns. It's not Jason. This movie's fucking stupid. now that I'm older, it's one of my favorites. There's so much good in this movie, and it's a total Jason flick until the last 5 minutes, man. So the older I've gotten, the more I've come to appreciate the whole Tommy Jarvis trilogy. I think are the 3 best movies in the whole franchise. So I tried to throw that in there real quick while we were talking about Demon. But Greg, you want to give us your number 9?
Well, no, it's the whole like going back to like, oh, I didn't like it because it wasn't Jason. It's the whole Halloween 3 theorem. Like a lot of people hate it just because it's not Michael Myers or just because it's not Jason. When you go back and actually look at it, I fucking love Halloween 3. I think Halloween 3 is great. And so like going back and looking and not expecting Michael Myers, I'm fine with it. You know, same thing with Roy. We watched it but 2 years ago and like, yeah, this is the sleaziest one, but it's also like one of the a really good one. So just because it's not Jason doesn't discount it any bit. So
and I think that they really did. Like, I think that they tried something different with this one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the same. It's a killer killing a bunch of kids, but at least they tried to be ambitious with this one and didn't try to stick to the same script. So I completely agree. Now a question for you guys. What's worse, death by enchiladas or Jason?
Death by Jason's more permanent. Death by enchiladas seems like it would go along quicker, you know, especially because I'm lactose intolerant. If it's cheese enchiladas, it's going to take a long time for that to go.
Yeah,
so like, I would rather get, I'd rather get thrown in a wheelchair, hit with a machete, and tossed down some stairs than like
than a lactose attack. Yeah,
right.
I'm lactose too, genius. So I definitely, we thought I had cancer because I got it the older I got, my body stopped breaking down.
Right. It's weird. Like all of a sudden, like one day you're fine, doop-a-doop-a-doo, and like you hit 30 or something, and all of a sudden, no, you're old now. And like, fuck.
Yes. Dude, that I should never get. I'm a hypochondriac, dude.
I did not think he had cancer because he's had cancer our whole entire life.
But he knew there was something wrong.
I'm shitting out of my eyeballs. What do I do? You know?
I was crying. I was like, babe, according to WebMD, I have ovarian cancer.
Yeah. I had to talk him off the ledge.
Oh, so Nathan says, same Ken. I like part 5 now that I'm older. Hated it when I was younger. Chris Marshall says, I hate part 5, not because of Roy Burns. Look, Chris Marshall's one of my OGs, and he's always hated part 5. I cannot flip this guy, no matter how hard I try. We've been friends since we were young, man, and I cannot flip this guy. He's got a will of stone.
Maybe he just needs a candy bar.
There you go. Jay says, coming from a diehard Myers fan, Season of the Witch is top tier horror.
Agreed.
If that movie was just called Season of the Witch,
it would have been a classic. It would have been a classic if it was just called Season of the Witch. But because it's got that stigma of Halloween and like, oh, it's not a Michael Myers. No, but it is the anthology that they were trying to go for in the first place.
Yep. Johnny Deborah wanted an anthology, man. I completely agree. And then Mike says, love 5-2, Ken. That axe kill surprised me so much as a kid. It made me feel so bad for the kid with the chocolate. Little boy Burns did not have that coming, man. So Greg, you want to give us your number 9 now?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go back to the OG on this one, the original Friday the 13th. And there's something about the death of Annie where it's partially the severity of the throat slit, but it's also she is portrayed as just this vivacious, bubbly, just the world is her oyster, and it's her adventure is just getting started. And then to have that light extinguished in such a nasty, gnarly way. And it's also really the first kill that really shows off Savini's effects, because those first 2 kills at the very beginning, it's off screen, you know, under the camera. So this one shows you the kind of movie you're in for, and don't get too attached to these characters because they're all just at this point, you know, dead meat. So yeah, I'm going with Annie's death from the OG.
Nice. So my number 9 comes from what is not my favorite Friday the 13th, but what, in my opinion, I feel is the best Friday the 13th, and that would be Friday the 13th part 6, A New Beginning. I love the triple decapitation paintball. It's already been talked about in the chat, but Frank and Jason's always been my favorite, and I think CJ Graham was an incredible Jason Voorhees. I get everybody's love for Kane Hodder, and I think Kane Hodder obviously gets the dog shit beat out of him being a stunt man, and I love Kane Hodder to death. I think he's absolutely phenomenal, but I've always had a soft spot for CJ Graham, and I love his portrayal of Frank and Jason in part 6, and that triple decapitation is so much fun. I absolutely love that. Dead says number 9, Mother Voorhees decapitation. That shook me as a kid. I get that. Off topic, but did you guys watch the Jeepers Creepers 4 trailer that came out today? I did watch that teaser that came out today, and I'm very excited on how that looks. I've never made it a secret that I don't support the Jeepers Creepers franchise due to the things that happened behind the scenes long ago. But now that it's been sold off and we got new people running it and he's not getting any profit whatsoever, I think I can go into this with an open mind now. And I get the argument, separate art from the artist and whatnot. And, the people from part one, Justin Long, they had an amazing time, and they are amazing actors and actresses that gave their, poured their heart out, and everybody on that cast and crew. I get it and I respect it, but I could never bring myself to support someone that did something so heinous to a child. So now that the rights have been sold and we have someone new behind the helm, I will happily check out Jeepers Creepers 4. I've never even seen 2 or 3. I've seen 1 and I enjoyed it, but I couldn't support it after that. So that's a personal thing. I don't think any less of anybody that does support it. Please don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about my own personal preference. If somebody's making art and you enjoy it, I'm happy for you, and I hope that you can enjoy it. I wish I could. The Creeper seems like a fucking monster to me. Seems like an amazing villain.
That scared the shit out of me.
But it's just not something I personally could support. The teaser did look absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see more.
And he watched it without me.
And I watched it without her. I had to. I got it sent to me today.
Thanks.
Between the list here and that one right there, I'm telling you, you guys need this couch here. We gotta, share the therapy.
True. So now we are up to number 8, and that is Genius starting us off this go round.
Okay, number 8, I'm going to Manhattan. Now, you're sitting there, you're chilling, you're enjoying a nice sauna, just sweating it out, having a good time. Then all of a sudden, this fucking lummox comes and puts hot rocks on your chest and burns a hole in your stomach. Fuck all that noise. So my number 8 is going to the hot rock death.
Yes. And that is one of my favorite parts of Jason Takes Manhattan. That's all I will say at this moment. Real quick, I want to catch up on the chat real quick. Number 8 is Chewie from the remake, when Jason drives a screwdriver through Chewie's throat. Derek Mears.
That was rough.
And I love how when he goes down there and he sees Jason, he's got the hockey stick. He's like, is this yours?
I love the remake. I think the remake is dope.
I love so do we.
Too,
We're huge fans of the remake because I love how the remake is technically a reboot of 1, 2, and 3 together. You have elements of all 3 of the first films. So that's what I love the most about the remake.
It's a value pack.
Yeah, it really is. It's a value pack rolled into one film, and it's brutal. I think
Jason from that one is so scary, and like he is. Yeah,
I've always called that one Jason Myers because he really has like the ability. Like when Lawrence, after he throws the axe in his back, he sits back and waits while Lawrence is crying out, trying to lure his friends in. Like he plays with people almost the way that Michael does. So Jason from the remake to me is the perfect mix between Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and how creepy and scary and smart he truly is.
Yeah. He's like a survivalist.
Jay said the bad thing about Hollywood, it's hard to find any movies that doesn't have some creep or perv attached to it. That's true. Very true. Charles, what happened with Jeepers Creepers? Victor Salva, the guy that wrote and directed the first one, is a convicted pedophile. Check it out. Look into it. I don't want to get too much into that right now. But just look into it and you'll see what happened with all that. It's very unfortunate. So it's just the reason I couldn't support it. Derek Mears is my favorite Jason. He's brutal. I agree, Antonis. He's great. Me personally, like I said, CJ Graham is the cream of the crop for me, but Derek Mears, I think he's great. Kane Hodder, obviously, is a fucking living legend. So can't disagree much there. So yeah, genius. You just did your number 8 is the sauna. What about you, Greg?
So I'm going to go with one that I believe was mentioned as an honorable mention, but this one does come from Freddy versus Jason. And this one was just a great combination of stabby and bendy breaky.
Yes.
But the bad boyfriend from Freddy versus Jason, hey babe, I don't like it when you smoke. The fact that he's talking down to freaking Catherine Isabel, just fundamentally, there's something wrong with you.
Yep.
So the fact that his comeuppance was so sweet. And I do remember seeing that at opening night with the crowd, and people lost their minds.
Cheered! I fucking cheered.
Yeah, that's just
he deserved it.
Yeah, such a douchebag.
Yes, and again, he's got a little bit of a hairy chest. I myself have a hairy chest, so it's bad hairy chest representation. So I was very happy to see him go.
That was my exact same thought. So
yeah, mine too. Yeah, I was kidding.
So, I got to put this up on screen so people don't think I'm biting. But number 8 for me, Boxer Sauna Rock. Jason Takes Manhattan. That is my number 8 as well. I think that is such a fun kill. And you get excited when you see it just because the way when he pushes it into the chest, it actually bursts into flames. Like, I absolutely love that kill. That, like I just said a minute ago, that is my favorite part of Jason Takes a Boat to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Because
Jason Takes Hudson Bay.
Yeah. Before we go back to you, my love, Mike says Mears is the GOAT. Parker, hey guys, watch Friday the 13th. Parker Macy right here, guys. Great guy, and he owns Cream Tangerine Records out in California. Check them out on Instagram if you're looking for any movie score on vinyl or anything on vinyl in general. Cream Tangerine Records, Parker. Someday, Parker, we'll get together and I'll educate you on what Friday the 13th is. Nathan says Mears and Kane are my favorites. Jay says his number 8 is Kevin Arrow through the chest Bacon. Whatever happened to that Kevin Bacon guy? I don't know.
He went and showed he's in a couple of movies where he likes to show his penis.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Kevin Bacon has that in his claws. He's like, yeah, can I be naked? Like, sure, Kevin. Sure.
God damn it. All right, Kevin.
He's like, it's gonna happen anyway. You might as well. It's gonna happen. So
right.
Keep rolling.
Everybody around here is seeing my dick.
Whether they like it or not. My number 8 is from Jason Goes to Hell. So Deborah, it's the pretty intense sex scene where they're in the tent and then Jason grabs the pole, it's like a sign. Yeah, and he impales her and then like chops her in half. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. See, it's funny because when I was a kid, okay, look, guys, I wasn't always the smart, respectable, well-spoken guy. You see
I already know what you're gonna say. There was boobies, right?
We used to pause it and look, try to find. And what we realized is, if you paused it during the unrated version, the pole's already through her. Like she's already ripped in half.
Yeah, like that's that's on the not the unrated, the
director's cut.
Yeah,
the unrated director's cut.
It's not even on the actual.
Right, but I'm saying like in the director's cut, if you pause it right when you see it, she's already torn in half. And like me and my friends were like, "Boobies, wait a minute, she's already torn in half." But
something's amiss.
So we're gonna let this fly this one time.
Yeah.
So that is our number 8, guys. Before we go into Greg's number 7, you just did your number 8. Parker says thanks. Thank you, buddy. Parker, I can't talk much about it right now, guys, because I've been sworn to secrecy. Parker and Cream Tangerine Records has something super fly coming up here soon, guys. It's so fucking dope. I cannot wait to share this news with you guys. It's gonna be, you guys especially, Nightmare. You guys are gonna love this when you hear it. Bacon penis. That sounds like
exactly. It's bacon.
Dude, that sounds like the worst, best punk rock band name of all time. What's up, guys?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're Bacon Penis. Good night.
Nathan says my number 7 is Adrian Kill, Liquid Nitrogen, and Jason X. I have a feeling our spacey Jason friend Adrian will be coming back. But Greg, do you want to start us off with your number 7, my brother?
So my number 7 is definitely breaking your specific rule here, Ken. But there is something about growing up very sheltered as a suburban kid. And I had this like irrational fear of what I will call street toughs. And that's basically the people that you'd see in the downtown area that like had mohawks and the ne'er-do-wells. But there's a combination. Yes. It's just one of those things. It's totally irrational. But in Friday the 13th, Part 8, at the very end, the killing of Jason with toxic waste, I just grew to assume that the sewers of New York were flooded with toxic waste at midnight, and that would basically bring about like the chuds and the toxic waste,
right?
And all of those things.
Right.
So I just assumed that, and it freaked me out. And it was another thing that I just kind of extrapolated that, well, if that happens in New York, why wouldn't that happen in Kansas City?
Yeah,
so I was even more motivated to stay away from the Kansas City area when I was like a teenager, because I was irrationally petrified of street toughs and maybe toxic waste. So it's not necessarily smart. Oh, did we lose the audio?
No, keep going.
Oh, I saw that again. I was like, oh, I
Because
know
back
that
in the
song.
day, there was 3 things that would kill you in the 80s, and that was quicksand, Satanists, and toxic waste.
Yeah. See,
And
I'm just blown away right now by the fact that you're saying they don't flood the sewers at midnight with toxic waste. Is that what I'm gathering right now?
someone said you had to go to this website called scopes.com, and it's just destroyed everything for me. And I hate Scopes. Ruining my childhood, man. My God.
All right. So before I go, hey, my little brother's here.
Hey, Donovan.
Hey, Donovan. Oh, God, I miss you so much. My little brother, he's a cop up north here in Michigan.
You
And
should like come see us. Or
yeah, come down and visit your brother and sister-in-law. We miss you so much, dude. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Antana says, nice, Ken. Friday the 13th is my favorite horror franchise of all time. I can't argue with you. I mean, mine personally is Child's Play, but I've said this before, and for those of you that don't know, the very first piece of Sledgehammer horror merchandise my beautiful wife ever made was this right here.
Very
So,
nice.
this actually is the last one, and it is actually going to be sent out to my friends at the Nightmare Junkhead after this. So that's why I brought this on here,
Ooh,
guys. This is going to be
awesome.
going to you. So thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for coming on the stream, and that's my gift to you guys once the stream's over.
Aw.
Triple says, I've always assumed Jason Takes Manhattan was a documentary. Thank you. That's what I thought. I didn't know
Absolutely.
that they didn't flood them.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Jay says, Ken, I agree. Y'all always have a great stream and chat. You and Ashley are a gracious host. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
We both appreciate that so much. Child's Play is my favorite for sure. Chucky's my favorite villain. Me too. Love me. I don't fuck with the Chuck. So now my number 7 is from Friday the 13th, part 7 with my girl Lar Park Lincoln when we get the party horn in the eye.
Honk.
This is one as a kid. Yeah. As a kid, it literally made me laugh out loud when I watched it. Like it was that little bit of a like a mood breaker. Like you know, as a little kid, Friday the 13th were fucking scary. They just were. But this was that little moment of levity to me where like, and I actually got, you know, that little goose honk. So I actually got the laugh out of it. So number 7 for me is the party horn in the eye from Friday 7. What about you, my love?
This one's already been, someone already said this one. My number 7 is from part 3. It's Vera.
I said that.
Yeah,
one.
you said it. Yeah. So the air, the sphere through the eyeball, which I think it looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
The way they do it and the makeup and stuff. It's kind of silly that she thinks Jason is Shelley, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just like, okay, look, I'm not going to give any spoilers right now, but to me, that's just as fucking unbelievable and stupid as believing the mental patient running through the hospital in Halloween Kills is Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Come on. Real quick, Nathan says, sorry, but Jason is punning Chucky like a football. I can't disagree, but Chucky's got the personality to go along with the great kills. So Chucky's always been my dude. Genius, you want to give us your number 7?
Yeah, my number 7. When a satisfying death happens to an asshole, it's always that much more satisfying, especially when it's also played for laughs. So we're going to the remake when he jams that asshole into the back of the tow truck. Meanwhile, the tow truck driver is trying to fumble along because he sees Jason killing the dude's like, oh shit, right? So he's fumbling along. Jason's over there hacking and slashing, then winds up sticking that dude on the tow truck as that old man goes away. It's kind of like a weird homage to Texas Chainsaw because the guy's over there like, yeah, flopping around. Meanwhile, that old man's like fucking booking it. That has always gave me a good laugh because anybody who says your tits are stupendous probably deserves to get a tow truck hook right in the sternum.
Yeah, this is true.
You got perfect nipple placement, baby.
I know.
Like who the fuck talks like? What do you? I can't believe your nipples are offset. Oh my god! You know, like come on, man. Hey, Filthy Dan's here. Filthy Dan's film reviews, guys. I love me some Filthy Dan. Filthy Dan, thank you for coming. We need to work again together. I think we can have a whole lot of fun. We've got to work together once. I'd love to do it again. So now we are up to our number 6. We are going to stick with Friday the 13th. Did everybody do their number 7s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I don't want to be a dick. My number 6 is back to Friday the 13th, and this one's kind of a throwback. But when he ties the girl up in the sleeping bag over top of the fire, and lets her cook over top of that fire until she just falls out of the sleeping bag.
It's mean as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, so fucking cruel and so mean. And like I said, the thing I love about Friday the 13th 09 is just how brutal Mears is as Voorhees. Like, he is just brutal and hard.
Dark
Yes,
and-
he's a survivalist.
Yeah.
You know, he sets traps. He's smart. Like, everything about Derek Mears
He's
is
fast.
yeah, kidnaps people. Like,
He never kidnapped anybody.
Fucking runs and fucking
yeah.
It's one thing
Shoot
like
the bow and arrow like a fucking Robin Hood champion.
yeah. He's intimidating because Jason walking is pretty scary because he's got that saunter and he's got that magical teleportation powers, but at the same time, Derek Mears fucking chasing after your ass. That's ain't no way. It's like a fast zombie. I'm fucking toast. I might as well just stay there and take it.
I don't even think I would try to run.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dead.
You win.
You got me.
Yep. Right.
I hope you're a bear and I play dead and you go away. So hold on real quick. J-Dad says RV face into the bathroom wall. Nathan says Kevin Bacon arrow bed kill by Pamela. And then Filthy Dan definitely got to do so. I agree. We got to get together sometime, brother. Hit me up. We'll have a great time. You want to give your number 6, babe?
Yeah, number 6 for me is from the reboot, and it's Chewie. How he takes the
screwdriver.
Yeah, it's a screwdriver and like goes deep into his throat. That's a pretty cool kill from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just like Chewie. I think he's a funny guy, and like he's one of the characters that I liked in that movie.
Yeah, I could say the worst part of the reboot in 09 was the characters.
Yeah,
besides Chewie and Lawrence.
Chewie and Lawrence, yeah, were probably my favorite characters.
Me too. And the surprise kill of who you think is the final girl, I think, is actually an amazing part of that film.
Yeah.
In the theater, we both were like, "Oh shit!" Like, we totally did not see that coming at all.
That caught me off guard on that one.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what I loved about it. There was something else I was going to say just now, and I can't remember, but I started this one, so now we are down to Genius.
Okay, my number 6. It's not so much that it's a good kill. Sometimes it's the kills that stick with you. It makes you laugh continuously, especially on the situations. And so I'm going back to Manhattan for this one, back on the boat ride. I can't remember, the name is right on the tip of my tongue, but she just got finished seducing the doctor. She gets dressed up all in that slim good body paint, right? And and he's like, "Young lady, what are you doing?" And then she puts on that silky ass kimono. Here comes Jason, busts through the wall and tries to grab the kimono. But the way he grabs the kimono, she almost flies out of the kimono and into the mirror. And so in my mind, when I see that scene, it's like, and so like, it's that sound effect, and it makes me giggle every fucking time. It's just almost like she slides across the entire room. Right in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, oh, picks it up and like, cool, thanks. Stick. So it just kind of just gives me a chuckle. So I don't know what it says about me, but it's a funny kill.
Well, no, because
something else I want to say here that you just touched on is these don't have to be what we consider the best.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't share our list with each other, because these are our personal favorites. And I don't want to try to influence these guys' lists, and I don't want them to try to influence mine. That's why we don't share, because we want this to be genuinely our personal favorites of the franchise, not what we think is the best kills. So I love that you said that, Genius, that you really brought that in with, this is not what we, this is mine. It's not all about how great the kill is, but how it affected me. That's what I love about this, man, hearing that from you. And Greg, before we get to yours, Filthy Dan says top 10 Friday kills is such a hard topic. I agree.
Look, it is.
This was the hardest. We've done the Halloween, the Nightmare, and now we're doing Friday.
He just has so many
kills.
Yeah. It's a matter of numbers.
I had like 15. I had to like weed them out and figure out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Jay says, harpoon, gun, arrow, and 3D. Love it. Filthy Dan says, off the top of my head, I'm going to say JJ in Manhattan. Isn't that the boxing kill?
I think so.
Is that JJ?
Knock the block off, rock 'em, sock 'em.
100.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Jay says, I got to go. I'm busy at work. I'll watch the rest later. Much love, y'all, and stay safe out there. You too, brother. We appreciate the fact you stopped in. I hope you love the replay of it too, my friend. Filthy Dan says, JJ's kills rocks. Completely agree. I love that kill. It did not make my list. I can tell you that now, but I do love the kill. It's so much fun. Greg, you want to give us your number 6?
Absolutely. And this one is going to go out to a former guest of yours and ours, a fellow by the name of Josh Bearwinger, who was kind enough to come in and sit in on a commentary we actually did for Friday the 13th Part 5 because he is such a Friday the 13th Part 5 super fan.
Huge fan.
So just 2 words, we talked about it before, but damn enchiladas. The demise of Demon Miguel Nunez Jr., who had a hell of a 1985 between this and Return of the Living Dead.
Return.
He had a great year in genre, but there's just something about the preceding, the back and forth between he and the girlfriend,
The mating call.
Hey,
Yeah.
again, back and forth. I love that. And then it's a very basic kill, but it's Miguel Nunez Jr. It's Joanna Man, and the fact that you can reverse engineer, I'm sure a lot of kids went from Joanna Man to like, well, what else did this guy do? And like, ooh, to probably the horror of that. But no, you cannot go wrong with that one. So yeah, number 6, damn enchiladas. Mr. Bearwinger, go check him out. He's a rad dude.
Yep. Oh God, we had Josh on a live a couple weeks ago, and his new record will be coming out soon. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But he has a video of him as Demon doing the ooh baby, and it's the fun. He sent it to me. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love him to death. Filthy Dan says JJ's kill rocks. Yeah, JJ in Manhattan is the female rocker with the guitar.
Oh.
My bad. The boxer was Julius. Okay, I was wrong there. So ask Josh and Janko to act out Friday 5 for you. They have a few scenes prepared. Yes, Parker. See, Parker's good friends with Josh. Do you guys know Parker?
We may again, just the way the interconnectivity of friends in the horror and music world there.
Yeah. So yeah, he's good friends with Josh. Josh actually introduced me to Parker, so I think you guys may have met him. Hey, Joni, hello. Oh my God, I got here so late. Don't worry about it. The Bloody Statue Awards are coming up on YouTube, and Ashley and I were so lucky that we got to pick a category to be involved in. We'll be sending you our video tomorrow, but I'll keep you guys updated. Follow me on social media. We are going to be presenting an award for the Bloody Statue Awards, and we're so excited for that. And thank you, Johnny. That's who got us in there. So thank you. We appreciate you so much. Filthy Dan says Demon's kill was so messed up. To be found dead on the shitter has to haunt your legacy.
Hell, look what it did to Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, they still talk about it.
So those were all our number 6s. So Ash, do you want to start us off with your number 5?
Yeah. My number 5 is from number 4, and it's the pervert Axel who thinks that dead girls are still cute. I think it's pretty cool how he like uses the bone saw and then he twists his neck around, and it's pretty gory and it's a good kill.
Twist. It's the pop top.
Yeah,
I like the kills that are actually, there are multiple. There's steps to them. They're just layered. I love that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And just like you said, you always, whenever you see the pervert or the pedophile or the crooked cop die, there's always that little bit more satisfaction there.
Yeah.
You know,
and
like
the fact that he played Officer Fackler from the Police Academy series as well, which is always kind of upsetting to me.
It is funny to watch these go through. I didn't even realize. I never put that together. But I haven't watched Police Academy since I was probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like Revenge of the Nerds, where you watch it now and you're
There's some stuff you're like,
no.
well,
what were sexy shenanigans?
Heavens.
Yeah, what were sexy shenanigans back in the day are now just full on felonies. So
It's like we say on the show. It's like we say on the show. Another time,
another place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's funny how you watch those now and you're like, how the fuck did they get away with this? You know, like, holy shit.
Different times.
Yep.
It was the 80s.
Nathan says mine is Lawrence Axe, throw, kill, and the remake. I love that kill because, like I said, Jason plays with him, much like Michael does with his victims. You know, I'm going to lure your friends in by letting you scream and not killing you.
Yeah, and none of them went out to try to save her.
Right. Charles says Ashley has a good list. I agree.
Thank you.
She has a nice face too. I like that. Genius, you want to go on with yours?
Yeah. My number 5, right smack dab in the middle. Let's put the man himself. You touched upon this earlier, but when little Tommy Jarvis just puts that machete right in his face and he just slides down with that look on his face, was wonderful. That is Savini just like He goes, "Hey, you want to see a backflip? And you want to see this?" And just doing like what he does. So square right in the middle is Jason's death in part 4.
And again, if I would have had a Jason death, that would have 100% been mine. 100%. So Greg, you want to give us yours?
Certainly. So here at number 5, let me just preface this with, back in the day when it came to choosing my gum, you had like things like juicy fruit. You had oh my god, what was the cinnamon one back in the day?
Big Red.
Big Red.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
Double
my
your
favorite.
pleasure.
But then you had the double mint, and I'm
Mhm.
going also from part 4, the demise of one of the double mint twins. I believe it was Terry, and also kind of like with Fackler's death, it's a twofer, and it's so artfully done where you get the like lightning and light work of her being stabbed, and then the shot of her just being slammed against the wall. There's just something about the artistry of that, the craft of it. It's very simple but effective. So yeah, I'm totally going with that one there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
can't argue that one. And I love how when she gets thrown on the roof and then the car explodes. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh no,
It's the shadow play one,
shadow play.
off screen where he
stabs
stabs
her.
and then throws against the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although, but any of the twins, come on.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
That's true.
Okay.
As long as
So
you're not
my
a
number
dead
5
fuck.
is- what's that?
I said, as long as you're not a dead fuck.
Yeah,
The computer
yeah.
says.
Let me check the computer.
Yep. Nope.
Yep, you're a dead fuck. So yeah, my number 5, right smack dab in the middle. Adrian, Jason X, the liquid nitrogen kill. I'm sorry to everybody that loves Jason X. That movie fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Like
I fucking
I
love
get
Jason X. I ain't even gonna lie. That movie's grand.
see, like, and that's fine. Like, I'm not slamming anybody that likes it,
I
man.
think it's fun.
It's like watching a Lifetime movie to me, wrapped up in a horror film. And again, I respect them for trying something new. They didn't, they did something new. And there are some cool things that happen in the film, like the liquid nitrogen kill is so fucking dope. And I do like, even though it did make my list, when he's beating them, the holograms on each other with the sleeping bag, and then they're like, but some of the dialogue to me is just so bad. And I don't know, overall, like, hey guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. It's just, it's not for me, but that kill is so dope.
Why do you think he wanted his machete back?
Nathan says, I agree, Ken, Jason X's ass. I think Nathan is the only person that's ever agreed with me on that. So much love to you, Nathan. You want to give us your number 5?
I already did my number.
Oh,
my
so
number
yeah.
5.
Oh, okay. We're up to number 4 now. Wow, this is going so fast, guys. I'm having such a blast with you. Okay. Well, Danielle Johnson just tuning in. Hi, y'all. Hey, Danielle.
Hello.
Thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. We appreciate you so much. Now that we are officially halfway done with the list, something I want to throw out real quick, especially because people like Danielle are just tuning in. Down in the description, I have Nightmare Junkhead's Twitter handle, as well as the link to their podcast. So make sure you guys check them out. Make sure you subscribe to their podcast. If you're here watching Sledgehammer Horror for the first time, we have all our social media links down here, as well as please subscribe to the channel. Come hang out with us. We love doing these live chats. We love talking with you guys. I'm spoiled because I get to hang out with 2 of my best friends, my super best friend, and I get to chat with all of you guys. So this is such a wonderful, awesome time for me whenever I get to do these chats. I get to talk to everybody and hang out with people that mean a whole lot to me. So now that we're halfway through, you don't have to rewind. At the end, once we give our number 2, we'll go back through our honorable mentions all the way down to our number 1. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Even if you're here a little late, we appreciate you, and we hope you guys are having a great time with us. So that being said, Genius, would you like to start us off with your number 4, my friend?
Yes, my number 4 is kind of a twofer. It's 2 kills happening at the same time. And we're going back to Jason Goes to Hell. Now, there's something I love about shitty diners making a Jason burger where they just basically take out the eyeballs, make little holes and all that. But when Jason takes that actor, and his name is I want to call him Leslie Vernon, but I know that's not right. His name either has a Leslie or a Vernon in it, but it's not Leslie Vernon. when he's putting his head in the deep fat fryer,
Oh.
and then the lady comes up, you leave him alone, and he just keeps his pin pan strong and just elbows her in the mouth, knocks her teeth in. That look when he's like, whoa, I
Yeah.
always fucking giggle every time I see that kill. So that kill is my number 4.
And it's Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan. Okay.
I knew I was close because I keep on calling Leslie Vernon. I'm like, no, that's not him. He's not going around.
And I can't take credit here because John is the one down here that said Leslie Jordan. He's the one that got it for us.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Yep, thanks, John. And then Nathan says my 4th is Axel's kill with the saw in the neck twist from the final chapter.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Greg, you want to give us yours, my friend?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to be staying along with Genius with Jason Goes to Hell. And I actually just watched it for the first time recently. So I was familiar with a lot of the kills, but not necessarily the context of the kills. But there's one in there that kind of, for me, is a standout just in terms of effects and gore, and more importantly, the goo. I'm talking the melting man from Jason Goes to Hell after Jason leaves that body, and it's K&B showing and just putting their best foot forward, because it is just ranks right up there with me to like Emio in RoboCop, but just the way the jaw falls off and just how it works. It's nasty, it's gnarly. You very rarely see it in a Freddy film, and for me, it's kind of a standout. Yeah, so I'm going the melting man from Jason Goes to Hell.
I can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm actually kind of bummed out on myself for not including that one. Real quick, before we go on with the list, I want to get your guys' opinion. What do you guys think of Jason Goes to Hell? Are you fans or are you not?
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Because you're the 9th film into the franchise, so of course you have to try something different. Now, the mythology, I understand, but I'm a sucker for body swapping movies.
Exactly. It's like The Hidden. Plus, you have Creighton Duke, and fucking Creighton Duke is the shit.
Let me see your hand.
Right.
See, and it's funny because I've always liked it, and Danielle's a fan as well. One thing, when I was a kid, guys, I don't think you guys grasp what it meant to me to see Freddy's glove come up and grab Jason's mask.
No, I can grasp it because I was in the theater, and when I saw that, I think I stood up and like, yeah! I was just so.
And then nothing
stoked.
happened for like a decade.
And
Right.
Two things I gotta shout out real quick. One, this is my mother now. She's nothing but ashes, but today's her birthday. And I love you, Mom. Happy heavenly birthday. But the reason I bring my mom up is because I got grounded because she had told me numerous times to stop talking about that fucking scene. And everywhere we go, I'd be like, do you guys know that they're going to be doing a Freddy versus... My mom just got so sick of me talking about it that I literally got grounded from my Super Nintendo for a weekend. And so, like, when I watch it now, I'm like, this is so awesome, but I won't talk about it, I swear to God. And a good friend of mine, Josh Eppert, the drummer from Coheed and Cambria, he will defend Jason Goes to Hell. Like, it's amazing what that movie means to that man. It's so cool to hear him talk in depth about that movie because he loves it so much. Before I give my number 4, Charles Allen says, reminds me of Hellraiser.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reformation of Frank.
Mhm. Come to
Oh,
Jason.
yeah, the Melting Man.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. Nathan says it's watchable, but fucking weird to be called a Friday the 13th film. I can understand that. Jason Goes to Hell is boring. I like the kills. I just wish that they would have owned the Evil Dead rights, so we could have did more with the Necronomicon because, he's came out and said, yeah, this is totally in the Evil Dead universe. So, yeah, I agree. I think that I like it. I don't love it like a lot of my friends do, but I do enjoy it. I'd watch it. I don't think it's the worst in the franchise by any stretch. Danielle, Mom let me rent Jason Goes to Hell for my 7th birthday. Definitely a special one. Rest in peace to your mother. Thank you very much. My mom was cool as hell. She would love Sledgehammer horror. She never got to see any of it, but my mom would have loved this shit, you guys. Like, for real. Today was her birthday, so we all said a prayer for her this morning and stuff. So if you believe, cool. If not, cool. But I know she's out there somewhere, whether she's looking up or looking down. I love you so much, Mom. So for me, number 4, we're going to stick with...
Hold on, I want to go back to Danielle's comment. How fucking rad would that be to have a 7-year-old birthday party like Jason Goes to Hell themed?
Right.
How that would be so much radder than Chuck E. Cheese. Oh no, only if Chuck E. Cheese could be dressed up like Jason Voorhees and like go like all the slashers and shit.
It's
Fucking
chasing
playing
all
in the
the kids.
background.
Right.
Fucking rad. And Jason Goes to Hell's 7th birthday. That'd be slick as shit.
Only if
Dude,
you have-
instead of playing pin the tail on the donkey, they'd play pin the worm in the mouth.
Pin the worm in the mouth. Ah, right? But
It's like
blow
heads
out
up, 7-up. Ah.
blow out your melting man.
Danielle, your mom is the shit. So if your mother's still with us, tell her that Sledgehammer Horror and the Nerds of Nostalgia, Nightmare Junkhead, they love her so much, and she's so fucking rad. Nathan says, happy birthday to your mom, Ken. Thank you, buddy, for real. Filthy Dan says, I mostly love Jason Goes to Hell. I get the hate for it, but I really enjoy it. I actually tried to defend it in my review. Some of my reasoning fell apart in real time, though. I put it right around the middle. That's fair. I have it right in the middle of my ranking, too. Antana says, I'm sorry, Ken, I didn't know your mother died. She did. She died 3 years ago. Miss her, love her. She was the shit. My best friend. I'm telling you, man, you guys would have loved her. Like, she was so funny. Like, everything I am is because of her. So she was the shit.
You honor her memory by putting the love into this. So it
Absolutely.
completely shows, man.
I want you guys, the next time anybody, I'm going to reveal an Easter egg here that's never been revealed. In my first horror movie, at the end, during the intro, it always goes to a screen where it has numbers on it. Well, in the top right corner, it says 10/28/69. That's my mother's birthday.
Okay.
So that little Easter egg is in every single episode of my first horror movie that we do.
Nice.
As a way for her to have her imprint on every single thing that I do in Sledgehammer Horror. My mom was obsessed with hummingbirds. So I got the hummingbird tattoo on my bicep. You know, so like my mother is a huge part of everything Sledgehammer Horror. So to have her date on there is just something I've never told anybody that. My buddy Bill, who does all the editing for Sledgehammer Horror, does all the cool shit that happens. He's the one that came up with that idea, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. So the next time you guys watch an episode of my first horror movie, during the intro, look in the upper right corner, and you'll see the 10/28/69 or 68. So it's just 10/28/68. It's just really cool to see it there every time we do it. So yeah. So real quick, my mother was so cool. She passed in 2012. Danielle, I'm so sorry. I know how you feel, and I'm glad you were able to carry on because it's never easy. Rest in peace, Ken's mom. Oh, that's awesome. We appreciate that so much, guys. But yeah, we'll stop being sad now and we'll go back to being scary. So number 4 for me is Paul spear gun in the groin and shot in Friday the 13th part 4. That kill, there's something about that kill that maybe because it's night, they're in the water, he just, you know what I mean? Like he's just trying to get down, boogie, and he gets a spear gun to the dick, man. Like
what a cockblock right there.
Yeah. Talk about literal right? You know, so I mean that's one of those things that holy shit when I watch that. And just the way he shoots it afterwards, like as if it's not bad enough to get lifted up.
Right.
But then to pull the trigger too. So that comes in at number 4 for me. My little brother there, Donovan, says I miss Bill. We all do. He's down in Florida, but he comes up every once in a while. Next time he's here, I'll make sure we all get together. You want to give us your number 4, babe?
Yep. So my number 4, I had to include this one. It's from the original when it's Jack, but really it's Kevin Bacon. He's actually like the first under the bed getting stabbed because in Jason movies, there's a lot of under the bed getting stabbed through the the cushion. So I think that's a good kill, and it has Kevin Bacon. Right. You have to add that one.
Kevin Dick Bacon.
Kevin Dick Bacon. Yes.
Well, they say it was actually Tasso, the one that was actually pushing and pumping the blood. It wasn't. It was Kevin Bacon's penis that was actually doing all the heavy lifting.
I believe it.
Of course.
Well, it's just like his penis, if you guys look really carefully, it plays the graboids in the first Tremors. it's
old Tank gonna get his hands on this one for $20.
You got that right. Yeah, absolutely. Antanas says, would you ever do a top 10 kills in horror movie remakes? If you want to see that, Antanas, I will do it. I'm actually going to write that down right now.
Some of our kills are from the remakes already.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. Anytime anybody has a suggestion, you guys take time out of your day to watch us. You take time out of your day to listen to podcasts. So if you have anything you would like to see, tell us. We'd love to do it for you. You're a part of this chat. You keep us entertained. We would love to do it for you. So Genius started us off at number 4. We are up to our bronze medals. Greg, you want to start us off with your number 3?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this one does come from Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. And it's famously the MPAA probably cut more footage than Jason ever did into the flesh of, the people in Part 7. So this one is more for what it could have been. But we talk about characters that you're rooting to die. And I love Weekend at Bernie's. I love Terry Kaiser. But his Dr. Cruz is so despicable that when he finally gets it with just this weird saw-based weed eater, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then of course we don't get necessarily the payoff, but just the idea. This was it's like the communism of Friday the 13th kills. It's great in theory, but horrible in practicality and execution. They just couldn't carry it forward, unfortunately. But any times that you get to see Terry Crews get his, I'm all for it. So yeah, Dr. Cruz biting it, that number 3 for me.
Yeah. And Dr. Cruz actually, in a weird way, is coming back in the new Friday the 13th Roseblood fan film. Dr. Kaiser's in it, as well as Lar Park Lincoln. And it tells the story of, this is the true sequel to The New Blood. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. I've gotten a lot of behind the scenes, and there maybe a scientist in the movie named Sledge. I don't know. It could happen. But
oh no.
So
are we going to get to Rick Dalton go like, oh, we know that guy?
Nathan says, I'd like to see a top 10 horror with animals like sharks. Do you mean like creature features, Nathan? Like, would you like to see a top 10 creature features maybe? And then top 10
animals.
Scenes. Daniel says top 10 scariest scenes. Daniel, if you go to my channel and you go to my playlist of top 10, we did a top 10 favorite jump scares episode with clips included. So if you'd like to go check that out after the stream, please let me know what you think, Daniel. Daniel's another one that's at every single one of our live chats. I appreciate Daniel. He's a great person. We've had some back and forth at times, but his heart is in the right place. Such a huge horror fan. So thank you. And let me know what you think of that, Daniel. I would love to know your opinion on that. Creature features will do. So that's another one that we are going to have lined up. Maybe one of these we can have our good buddies over there at Nightmare Junkhead come back.
We'll be on time this time too.
So now let's go. That was number 3. We are at number 3. Greg started us, so we are up to me. This has been talked about already, but babe, I don't like it when you smoke. Trey, Freddy versus Jason. It couldn't happen to a better guy. And it's just not enough for him to stab him like that, but then to fold him up in that bed. I'm with you. And I'm one of those people that will always defend Freddy versus Jason. Freddy versus Jason could have been Freddy and Jason taking a shit in one of those bathrooms where the toilets are entirely too close and they're just staring at each other and doing this, trying to make each other stop looking. And I'd have watched it for an hour and 45 minutes. It's Freddy and Jason in the same movie, man. And, growing up, that was my Infinity War. Like, that was the crossover that I needed so much. So, and it's actually way better than what the script initially was calling for. It was initially calling for Freddy and Jason to be trying to please the devil, and by killing different people and seeing how much they could kill each other or kill to please the devil. And that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard in my life. So I'll bad CGI aside, I really do enjoy Freddy versus Jason a lot. And that kill really stuck with me because Trey totally deserved it. He was such a douchebag. Before we get to yours, my love, Danielle says, your hair smells like menthols. Yeah, gosh, man. It's so stupid.
Oh.
I hate that guy.
I don't like being touched.
Yeah, but the good thing is, though, like, how great of an actor is he?
Yeah, because everyone hates him.
Yeah, he made us hate him that bad. Much respect to you, man. Nathan says, Officer Brad Kill in the remake impaled in the eye with a fire poker through the door.
Oh,
awesome. I didn't even
that
think about that.
amazing.
I love Freddy vs. Jason. So do I. Like I said, bad CGI aside, love the movie. The CGI really bums me out now, but it's such a great movie. Baby, do you want to give your number 3?
Yes. My number 3 is from Friday the 13th, part 3. This has already been mentioned, but Andy, he's doing his hand walk and he gets stabbed through his legs and pretty much in half. And then you find him later, like on the ceiling, and you like see his guts hanging and his blood's dripping on. What's the girl's name that it's dripping on?
It's his girlfriend. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's dripping
Reading
on
the Fangoria magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Reading Fangoria.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool kill. So that's why it's so high on my list.
Yeah.
It's that reveal afterwards when you see him and he's
all
just
origamied up.
Yeah.
Up in the
And
rafters.
his like intestines are like hanging.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, and
so
that's what I'm
gross.
talking about. Like at the beginning of time, Jason did a lot of that, just like Michael,
Like would
where he
hide
would
out
play
in
with the
places.
bodies. Like I think that's great. I'd love to see stuff like that. So, Charles just asked, "What's everyone's favorite Friday the 13th?" Well, Genius is getting ready to give us his number 3. So, Genius, you want to give us your favorite Friday the 13th before you do?
I can't do that, man. It's like picking your favorite kid. I mean, I can give you my top 3, but like,
No, come on.
Okay,
point out your
okay,
favorite
okay,
kid.
okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. What
All
is
right.
it today? What is it today?
6.
There you go.
If I had a gun in my head, which one do I want to watch right now? I'd say 6.
See, and it's funny. You're like,
Where
it's
the
like
red
picking your
light
favorite
goes,
kid.
bang. Huh?
You're like, it's like picking your favorite kid, and I'm like, fuck, I hate them all.
Right?
Greg, you want to give us your favorite?
You know what? Again, it depends on the day you ask me. Today, I'm actually going to say, based on all the talk that we're talking here, I got to go with the final chapter. I think it's kind of the ideal Friday the 13th. You got boobs, you got blood, you got Jason, you got Tommy Jarvis. What more do you need?
Right.
Yeah.
How about you, my love? What's your favorite?
Oh, I'm gonna be lame and I'm gonna go with the original just because.
That
Yeah.
movie sucks.
I don't-
It's
Hot take.
It's better than Manhattan.
It is. It's middle of the list for me too. The original, the OG. It's just I'm a big fan of the kills in the Friday the 13th franchise, and like
It's just where it
I don't know.
started.
Yeah.
I have a
It's
soft
fun.
spot
It's
for
fun. You also had Mark's kill way low. Antana says, Charles, my favorite is part 7. Nathan says, my favorite is the remake.
There you go.
3D, baby.
Yep.
Friday the 13th part 3 is my favorite. I think 4, 5, and 6 are the best made. They're the most entertaining to me, but growing up, it goes back to me and my mom. It's the one that we watched all the time, and the nostalgia really kicks in. And my mom bought me a pair of 3D glasses, and we watched it in 3D together. And I remember, the yo-yo coming down at me and then passing me a joint. I remember all that stuff, and that's the one I watched the most as a kid. So I'm gonna have to go with 3 as my favorite for sentimental and nostalgia reasons. So now, Genius, you want to give us your number 3?
Yes. I don't like camping. I don't like RVs. So you put the two together and that's bad news, especially when you're like, after coitus interruptus, 10 more minutes, right? Right after that. When he goes, you know what? I'm having a ball in here, babe. And she's like getting like manhandled in the bathroom. Teenage Frankenstein. And then like just the face through the door, and it looked like aluminum foil, and it made that crunch, 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 crunch metal sound. Loved it. So Tina's RV head smash.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's everybody's number 3.
Yeah.
So I will start us off with number 2. Number 2 is one that this was the hardest part of my list, was debating my number 1 and my number 2. And I knew that these two were going to be number 1 and number 2, but it was just a matter of ranking them. Number 2 for me comes from Friday the 13th, part 7, and it is Judy's sleeping bag kill. I love it. Just the thud of her hitting that tree. And the sheer brutality of you're in there and what's about to happen. And it's much like, the sleeping bag kill from the remake where it's over the fire, may have been a little more brutal and a little, lasted a little longer. But could you imagine a big motherfucker like Jason, like Kane Hodder, putting you in a sleeping bag and slamming you against a tree?
Right.
Like,
that'd be horrible.
Yeah, the worst. So for me, I got to go with Judy's sleeping bag from part 7.
Is it my turn?
It is.
So funny enough, mine is also from part 7, Judy's sleeping bag.
Woo!
Yeah. so not only is just like camping in a tent like brutal enough, but then you get yanked out of it and slammed up against a tree. Like, that sucks.
Might have actually been a reprieve from
Yeah,
sleeping in a
this
tent.
is true. Like, I glamp. I can't. I'm not a camper.
We are definitely glampers. We don't camp.
We are.
Yeah, fuck all the wilderness. Fuck all that wilderness shit. If you go out camping, especially in a place where you've been warned that there's something, you deserve to die. I'm just saying, you know, you go out and here's woods. It's got a death curse. Oh well, we're going camping anyway. You deserve to fucking die. I mean,
you're
like,
all doomed.
Exactly. It's like camping sucks. If you love to camp and you love to go outside, that's cool. But I'm an indoor city kid. We have come so far from having to shit in the woods through technology. Why revert back? Oh, let's get in touch with Mother Nature. She threw me out to the wolves a long time ago. I don't need to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Let's spend all this money to be poor for like living.
Right. I'm gonna go out and hunt and fish and live out in the woods. No, thank you. No, thank you.
There's someone right now living on a freeway looking at a campground like, fuck you.
This is true. Yeah.
So I completely agree with you guys. Nathan, real quick, says his number 2 is Sheriff Gore's body fold like a lawn chair kill in part 6. Legit.
I swear, some days I need to go to a chiropractor and have that done to me. That looked like it felt kind of good.
Give me the Sheriff Garris treatment.
Exactly.
All right, Genius, we are up to you, my friend, at number 2.
Ooh, okay, so we're gonna stick with the sleeping bag, but I'm gonna give it a tweak. I'm going X with this one.
It's an X.
As much as I love the OG with the thud, I think it's just that homage and the brutality of beating somebody else with a sleeping bag. The fact that it's a funny scene, the fact that they just almost pulled to pieces. We love having premarital sex and smoking pot. And then they go into the sleeping bag, just wham, 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 wham.
And they're giggling throughout,
right?
Each successive beat, they're going, ee-hee.
That's another scene that I think we all, the first time we seen it, laughed.
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I always will. It's great.
Yeah, and I think it's a laugh of both because of how funny it is and how they're still giggling, but also out of like nostalgia of, I know what they're doing here. Yes. You know, like you have that feeling of, you know, like victory almost. Like, I know what's going on here.
Right.
So
sometimes fan service is the best service. I know a lot of people complain about fan service, but sometimes when well placed and not overtly done, it can just be like the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
100%. What about you, Greg? What comes in at number 2 for you, brother?
So this one, Genius had it up higher on his list. And again, mine's not necessarily a ranking. It's just the top ones there. But Trent's death in the remake, like Genius said, that guy, you much like the bad boyfriend in Freddy versus Jason, you wanted him to die. Just every little thing that he did. And the fact that they were able to prolong the death and make it comical in a film that's not very funny, that just worked for me. And it was just kind of the chef's kiss, a good send-off for a bad dude. So yeah, got to go with Trent's death.
Would have been better if Jason was like, oh, your head is perfectly placed.
If he became quippy, like
that's when it starts. So everybody, we are up to our number 1s. Now, the way we are going to do our number 1 is we are going to go from honorable mention down to 1. So that way, for people that came in late, you will be able to hear every choice that we've had so far. But let's hear it from you guys. What's your favorite kill and the hardest franchise to pick your favorite kill from Friday the 13th? Let's hear it this way. Over here in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys say. You want to start us off with your honorable mentions all the way down, my love?
Absolutely. So I had 2 honorable mentions. From part 2, Mark the wheelchair guy, which I got crap from Ken. That it was so low. And then from part 6, Elizabeth that was speared into the puddle and drowned. Number 10 was from part 5, Eddie, where he gets his head crushed with the belt and the stick around the tree. 9 was from Friday the 13th original, Marcy, where she gets the axe in her head. 8 was from Jason Goes to Hell. Deborah, when she gets pretty much chopped in half. Friday Number 7 was Friday the 13th, Part 3. Vera, the spear through her eye. 6 was the reboot, was Chewie, the funny Asian guy. 5 was from number 4, Axel, the corner, the creepy corner. 4 was from the original Bacon that was stabbed through the mattress.
Dick Bacon.
Dick Bacon. 3 was Andy. Was part 3 Andy. He gets
doing the splits.
Yep, between the legs. 2 was from part 7, New Blood. Judy in the sleeping bag. And then my number 1 was Adrian shoot from Jason X.
What?
Yes.
Hold on, real quick, guys. 1 second. Earlier, I talked about this kill, and you were like, "Oh, it didn't even make my list." Did you purposely fucking throw me?
Yes, of course.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Dude, like I was like, "How do you not have this? It's such a fun kill." And she went through this whole thing. I'm like, "Wow, she really didn't put it on there."
I did.
She has this fucking number 1.
I love that kill.
What a twist!
Yeah.
You really threw me off. Good job.
That was my plan. And it
No.
worked. But yeah, she gets her head submerged in nitrogen and it freezes, and then he just slams her head and it crushes all over the place. And I think that is a freaking awesome kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is my list.
Great list.
That's a heck of a list, and
That's a great list.
ultimate long Kong there, Ashley. That's rad. I love it. I love it.
Totally, because I talked about it earlier, and she was like, "Oh, it didn't even make my list." And she really got me. I was like, "What? How did that not make
Planted
your
the seed.
list?"
I lied to you.
I know. Good job. All right, Genius. You want to hold on before you do? I'm real quick. I'm going to go through.
Yep.
Charles says 1 is the boxer from Jason Takes Manhattan. Maybe that's still on my list. I still have a couple to go, or 1 to go. David says my number 1 is the triple decapitation from part 6, the paintball players. Linking. I didn't know you were here. Welcome.
Hello.
My favorite Friday kills are either every kill in the beginning, or the 2009 Friday, or the Mark Jarvis kill. Like it. I know I didn't name 10, but my favorite is the sleeping bag kill from And then Ashley threw Ken off with that in 1 spot. She totally did. Like, she totally fucked me up with that. So, Genius, you want to give us your honorable mentions up through number 1?
Yes, honorable mention, Titty Doc Peekaboo, also from the remake. Paintball Smiley Face from part 6, and Fuck Off Shelley from part 3. Number 10, Axel's Rip and Twist from part 4. Number 9 is Mark's Mean Wheelchair, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Part 2. Number 8 is the Hot Rocks Kills from Manhattan. Number 7 is the what was his name? Tow truck, the tow truck demise. I can't. Trent's trucking. Number 6 is the kimono slip. Number 5 is Jason sliding down the machete in part 4. Number 4 is the twofer with Leslie Jordan and the smack in the lips. Number 3 is Tina's RV shenanigans. Number 2 is the sleeping bag from number X. And my number 1 kill, just like Ashley, X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. It is the Cryo Kill. We've seen beheadings, we've seen slashes, we've seen all sorts of tools and instruments, but never before in the history of the franchise have we seen liquid nitrogen be used so efficiently. So out of pure creativity alone, and just because it's fucking rad, the fact that he turned her face into fucking jello, I gotta go with that one.
Yeah.
That one was awesome.
Great list.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one's a little lower on mine, so I'm taking the suspense off on what my number 1 is. Everybody probably knows what my number 1 is by this point, but it's not that. Real quick, before Greg, we go into yours. Have you ever done a top 10 horror remakes? I have. If you go to the page and you go to my top 10 playlist, it is on there. Let me know what you think of it. I would love to have your opinion on that. Greg, you want to give us your 10 through 1 because you didn't have an honorable mention.
You all, basically everything you all said are my honorable mentions. But number 10, I have The Killing of Cronenberg from Jason X. Number 9, I have Annie's Death from the original Friday the 13th. Number 8, I have the stabby, breaky demise of the bad boyfriend from Freddy versus Jason. Number 7, the killing of Jason with toxic waste from Friday the 13th Part 8. Again, that's a documentary. We know this happens.
Yes.
Number 6, we got the damn enchiladas, the demise of Demon and Friday the 13th Part 5. Special shout out to Josh Burwinger. Number
Yes, sir.
5, we've got the demise of the Terry of the Doublemint twins with the shadow and the slam from the final chapter. My number 4 is the melting man from Jason Goes to Hell. Number 3, we have the slaying of Dr. Cruz from Friday the 13th Part 7. Number 2 is the demise of Trent or Trent's Trucking. And my number 1, and I think throughout all of the list we have here, one of the things we keep coming back to is the sound design on some of the kills. And it's the sound design that can really make or break it. And the sound design totally breaks this one. Someone mentioned it already in the chat, but Sheriff Garrus, the backbreak in Part 6, is one of those that stays with me. And then a few years later in The Blob, we got a very similar death with one Paul McCrane, who also in his claws, he has to die horribly.
He does.
But it's the sound design in it. And it's the fact that you're kind of rooting for Sheriff Garrus. In Part 6, you actually have some characters you're rooting for. So the demise of Sheriff Garrus killed me, but man, the backbreaking, the fold over, you can't go wrong. So that is my number 1.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, I'm bummed I don't have it on mine. Real quick, Strange Monkey, I'm late to the party. Better late than never. We appreciate you coming on. I'll go check it out afterwards. Okay, the top 10 horror remakes. Please let me know what you think of it. I'd love to know what you think of my list. Charles, Halloween, Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street? For me personally, Friday. I think I think Jason is where it's at for me. I think that when it comes to a franchise as a whole, I think Friday the 13th has the fewest misses out of the bunch. I know what you're gonna pick, but what do you pick out of the 3?
Halloween. I'm a diehard Halloween fan. Michael is my guy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool story, bro.
Okay.
What about you, Genius?
I gotta go with my man Freddy. Freddy, he's with the quips. He makes me laugh. Plus, he's got a cool dance. So,
we're 1-1-1. Greg, you're the tiebreaker. Where are you going, brother?
Well, I'm not saying I'm partial to Haddonfield, but yeah, I've got to go with Halloween myself. That is
that's the tiebreaker. Woo!
Ride or die with my boy the Shape there. I just can't help myself.
He voted 6 times.
6 times. And like I said, but this to me is like the older I've gotten, the more I've really come to appreciate Halloween. I love Halloween. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Friday the 13th. You can't go wrong with any of those. So good question, Charles. I'm glad that you were able to come on and ask. You son of a bitch.
Charles, what's yours? Charles, what's yours though?
Yeah.
You laid a question
yours,
on
Charles?
us.
Let's hear yours.
Yeah, Charles. Come on, Charles. What it is, Charles?
He's hiding under his bed now.
Great to say.
Watch him come out and say something like Hatchet.
I'm also going to check out your top 10 remakes, Ken. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think of them. Friday the 13th, Jason is slasher king. I agree. I grew up with all 3 franchises, so I love all of them the same. See, I didn't grow up with Halloween.
Because you didn't give it a chance.
I didn't. I really didn't. When I was younger, like I said, I thought he was boring. So for me, it was never about Halloween was never even in the picture at all.
Yeah.
So
that's not the case for me.
Yeah. So we are up to me. I'm the last one. Sorry, I just had a text I got to answer, guys. It's super important. Right now, I'm going to start with my honorable mentions all the way up to number 1. Starting at my honorable mentions, I have Vera's Harpoon from Friday the 13th, Part 3. And then Charles' Sewage Drown from Jason Takes Manhattan. Number 10 is Freddy Krueger from Freddy vs. Jason, just because of how important that kill really is. Kill really is.
I mean, he winks.
He's dead. It was one of those things where, like, he
smiles and he winks.
your body, the muscle shake can happen.
It's not muscle spasms, dude. It's not like he's not having like a little fit. He's still alive. He's like at the end. So like
he's gonna be like a head in the governor's jar, bro. He's dead. 9 is paintball triple decapitation from 6. 8 is boxer sauna rock from Jason Takes Manhattan. 7, Kate, Horn and I from Friday Part 7. Number 6, Amanda's sleeping bag over the fire from the remake. Number 5, Adrian's liquid nitrogen kill from Jason X. 4, Paul spear gun to the groin and shot from Friday 4. 3, Trey on the bed from Jason Takes Manhattan. 2, Judy sleeping bag from Friday the 13th, part 7. Now, number 1, you'll notice I had none from number 1. I had none from number 5 because I wanted all mine to be Jason Voorhees kills. And my number 1 is Mark getting a machete to the face in his wheelchair and rolling down the stairs. That's my favorite. I love that kill. It's one of the ones where it's funny, it's sad, it's scary.
It's like you feel bad to laugh about it.
Yeah, because like you said, she's like, "What are we playing for? Position?" Like Mark's about to get it in, bro. And then, he gets it, and then he's just, as he's falling
down the longest staircase ever.
Right.
You end it on that freeze frame of him. Like,
it's insult to injury. He's like going down the stairs. He's going like down Pai Mei stairs from like Kill Bill. Just like,
he's going down the stairs. I don't know if you guys noticed this. He's going down the same stairs that Ace Ventura played Slinky with on Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. It's that same set of stairs that he goes down. But so that's our list, guys. And I've had so much fun. I want to catch up on the chat real quick.
Maybe they could bring Freddy back with the nanobots
from Jason X.
Jason X, they could rebuild his body.
Or he died and they can't. Charles says Halloween is his favorite.
Yeah, Charles.
Grounded. Jason Lives is the best. I think it's one of the best. I really do. 4, 5, and 6 to me are just fantastic. Agreed. It's a unique kill, Ken. I agree. So before we sign off, guys, here in the chat, I do want to remind you one last time, make sure that you're checking out Nightmare Junkhead, the Nerds and Nostalgia. I have their podcast and their Twitter handles down here. Make sure you check them out because they're awesome. I was so stoked the first time I got to work with them. I was so stoked the second time I got to work with them. And you know what? I will be stoked the 300th time I get to work with them because these guys are so rad and they're so fun. And their knowledge, not just of horror movies, but of big fat ladies, is so great. And anytime I have the pleasure to work with these guys is incredible. So I strongly recommend follow their podcast, subscribe to them. I love it every time, man. So please, guys, subscribe to them. Make sure you're checking them out. Subscribe to Sledgehammer Horror. Follow us on social media. I interact with everybody. If you talk to me on Instagram, Twitter, I promise you we will talk back. We always have fun. We love to have horror conversation. I loved every pick I was here for. I may rewatch this live stream. I hope you do. I hope you have a great time watching it.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you guys watching. Whether you watch live or you watch on a replay, we love you. Thank you so much. So we'll open the chat up here for a little bit. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything, suggestions you'd like to see here in the future. Hey, Maya's here. Hey, Ken, had to stop by to say, hey, my favorite kill is probably Crispin Glover's in the final chapter, which is also my favorite movie in the franchise.
Where's the corkscrew? We talked about dead fucks earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we do the dance?
That dance, though.
Dude, have you guys
Do the Crispin.
Have you guys ever heard Crispin Glover's record? The record that he
Clowny Clown Clown?
Clowny Clown Clown?
Yeah. First I was a clown, and then I fell down, and then I fell down. Clowny Clown Clown Clown.
I'm an auto manipulator. So
We like to
so-
celebrate his entire
Like that,
catalog,
let's see.
so. Oh,
So-
Lord.
While we're on the subject of Crispin Glover real quick, what did you guys think of the Willard remake?
Fuck all that noise.
Oh, boy.
Dude, fuck all
Oh,
that.
boy.
Okay, so one of my triggers is rats. I have a big phobia of rats, and scurry
Yeah,
is scary to me.
They're
So
scary.
yeah, fuck all that noise. And then the fact that the rats ate the cat. I am a huge cat daddy, and like
Yeah.
no, so those things I cannot abide. So what do I think of that movie? As in the immortal words of Mr. Horse, no sir, I don't like it.
What about you, Greg? What's your opinions on the Willard remake?
I never saw it, actually. And it's not that I have Genius's fear of rats. It's just one of those things I never went out of my way to see it. But I have seen and can recommend staying at least with rats is a film called Of Unknown
Origin with fucking Peter Weller. Fuck all that noise. That movie is scary. It's proper good.
Because it also features a rat taking on a cat, but also taking on RoboCop. It's not a bad flick. In fact, we watched it in my backyard. For
and then a bat came and scared the fuck out of me.
It was a flying rat. That's even worse.
Exactly correct. Bats are flying around.
You know that I love you guys, but this has been the most Dr. Seuss type last 3 minutes. I don't like the rat because it gets the cat, and then there was a bat, and I said, "Fuck that." I'm still...
that was a much needed laugh. Holy smack! Oh man,
that I can make an album just like Crispin Glover, y'all.
Clown and clown.
Yeah, if you guys have not heard Crispin Glover's album, listen to Auto Manipulator, listen to Clowny Clown. There, and when you listen to him, you're just like, Crispin Glover, oh my God, what the fuck happened? This is so rad. So real quick, we've gotten your guys' opinions on your favorite Friday the 13th kills. We know which franchise is your favorite of the bunch. Now that the lawsuit is almost over, would you guys rather see like another reboot to the franchise, or would you rather see it just start off fresh with something brand new?
I wouldn't mind seeing a continuation with Derek Mears' whole thing on the remake. I'm actually all for that. But I'm of the kind of a controversial opinion, though. A lot of these franchises that really came of age in the 80s and they really played well in the 80s, I think sometimes we may let them go out to the pasture there, because I don't know if they necessarily play as well in a modern audience. We talked about this, I think, yesterday for a while. That, don't get me wrong, I'm going to go see it when it comes out. I'm always going to go see them, but maybe give me something more of a Hatchet or a Leslie Vernon or just another new character potentially to explore.
Sure.
But I'm probably of the minority. Genius?
Actually, I'm along, kind of not necessarily along those lines. I mean, I am, because like I think like I would prefer a continuation of like maybe another Hatchet or a Leslie Vernon or something along those lines. But at the same time, I think as long as teenagers are stupid enough to go into the woods, they're going to get hacked up anyway. It might as well be hacked up by the king. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see Derek Mears continue and see where that goes. But I would like to see them try something new. Not necessarily like drastic as in like hell or space. But, you know, everybody wants a winter set Friday. I think that'd be fucking rad. You know, I would love to see a winter set Friday, or I would see what would actually happen if he did go to Manhattan and not just Hudson Bay. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see a mass slaughter, or what happens if, like, you know, all of a sudden a militia decides to hold fort at Camp Crystal Lake. Like, you know how they try to take over our national park? Maybe they try to take over Crystal Lake and see how that plays out. You know, so like I think there's a lot of interesting stories that can be told. It doesn't need to be sexy teens in the woods getting hacked up and slashed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love watching sexy teens in the woods getting hacked up and slashed. But if you're going to bring it up and you're going to try and modernize it for either a modern generation or at least to appease the fans of some of the old ones, you need to update it to a certain extent and then leave it the fuck alone to a certain extent as well.
Sure.
If you want to find that balance. So I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't necessarily need things that go to space. I think there are more stories that can be told at Crystal Lake and at other places. So yeah, I would like to see the franchise continue, especially now that there's some sort of headway.
Yeah.
Right. Real quick, I want to catch up on the chat. Danielle says she'd like to see it start fresh. Nene says follow up on the 09 film. Nathan says, I want them to continue with the 09 one. Maya says, Ted, where's his corkscrew? Nathan says, I want a Friday the 13th with no final person alive. Jason being the final person at Camp Crystal Lake left alone in peace. That's what we've always wanted.
That's nice.
But with his mom, though, right?
Yeah. Maya says, would you guys like to repeat your list real quick so I can see what I missed? I don't mind doing that real quick, and then we'll answer some more chats, and then we'll go. So I'll start. My list was, I'm just going to go 10 through 1 on this just to make it a little bit speedier. 10 was Freddy Krueger in Freddy vs. Jason. That was a kill. 9 was the paintball triple decapitation from part 6. Number 8, the sauna rock getting put in the boxer from Jason Takes Manhattan. 7 was Kate's horn in the eye from Friday 7. 6, Amanda's sleeping bag over the fire from the remake. Adrian's liquid nitrogen kill from Jason X is my number 5. Number 4, Paul Spear gun in the groin and shot from part 4. Number 3, Trey on the bed in Freddy vs. Jason. Number 2, Judy sleeping bag in part 7. Number 1, Mark gets a machete in the face in Friday the 13th part 2 and rolls down the stairs in his wheelchair. That's my list, Maya. Do you want to give your list again real quick, Mama?
Sure. So 10 through 1. 10 was from 5, Eddie, head crushed with a belt and stick around the tree. 9 was from the original, Marcy, she gets an axe to her head. 8 was from 9, Deborah, who gets impaled and then cut in half. 7 was from 3, Vera, the spear in the eye. 6 was from the reboot, Chewie. 5 was from 4 was Axel, the creepy coroner. 4 was from the original, Kevin Bacon's kill. 3 was from part 3, Andy. He gets the machete down through his legs when he's doing his handstand. 2 was from part 7, Judy in her sleeping bag. And then my number 1 was Adrian from Jason X with the nitrogen, the liquid merge, and then her head exploding. That was my list.
All right, Genius, you want to give? Hold on, before we get their list real quick. Charles, what's another horror crossover you guys would like to see? What's one you guys would like to see, like a Freddy vs. Jason? I'm assuming we mean
Something with Michael Myers.
Well, I know they've tried to make it happen before, and there's a graphic novel, but Freddy versus Jason versus Ash would be pretty rad.
Those graphic novels are tight as shit.
They're so good. We have them. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of universes should be left alone. There's really nothing that you can really cross over anymore to really make it seem cool. I wouldn't mind seeing Kevin McAllister from Home Alone versus Jigsaw, or you know what? I wouldn't mind even seeing Jason Voorhees versus Predator.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Oh, you know what? Okay, here's one. The Kid from Dial Code Santa Claus teaming up with Fool from People Under the Stairs
versus Jigsaw.
There you go.
There you go. Mine, it's been talked about in the chat here a little bit, but I'm going to go with the Clive Barker-a-thon, and I'm going to say Pinhead versus Candyman.
Ooh. What about Hellraiser versus Event Horizon?
Okay.
I'm down with that.
2 versions of hell.
What about you?
Chucky versus Annabelle. I don't know.
Question: Who would win? Ash versus Freddy.
Who would win in a fight of Chucky versus Puppet Masters?
I gotta go Chucky.
Yeah.
You think the numbers wouldn't take him out? I mean, Blade and Pinhead and
are we talking about the whole Hellraiser or the whole Puppet Master franchise, or just the first film?
No, Toulon's toys.
Oh no, Chucky's fucked. If you're counting every one of the whole Puppet Master franchise with Toulon, everything that's happened, Chucky don't stand a chance. No chance at all. Danielle says something with Pinhead. I agree. I think Pinhead and Candyman would be so dope. Chucky versus Freddy just for the dialogue alone. Could you imagine
their wittiness going?
Brad Dourif versus Robert Englund.
Ooh.
Like,
sign me up. Take my money.
Yep. Pennywise versus Candyman would be another one. Jason versus Michael. Jason kicking Myers' ass all around Crystal Lake. Nathan, I like the way you think, because Jason would totally win that.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Have you all ever watched The Ginger Dead Man, though?
With Gary Busey?
If it's got Gary Busey, I'm going to see it. Yeah, I've seen Ginger 1 through 3.
How about we have the Ginger Dead Man versus the uncle from Silver Bullet?
Hi, have a Busey off? Okay. No,
Busey
because
off.
You dueling Buseys,
right? Because then make it 2. Right?
Now Maya says awesome list, loving the new Chucky series as well. The episodes come out a week later in Canada, so I'm only on episode 2. But we love a gay rights activist king. I love the Chucky series so far.
Yeah.
Love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's smart. I think that it's given you a great villain, and I'm not talking about Chucky. I'm talking about that fucking bitch.
Oh yeah, the girlfriend.
Yeah, the girlfriend. She's one of the
What's
worst villains I've ever seen in my
She's
life.
horrible.
So Nathan says Chucky versus Leprechaun. Now, before we get to a couple more comments, I want the guys to recap their list real quick before Maya. You want to give us yours real quick, Genius?
Sure. Number 10, Axel from part 4, The Rip and Twist. Number 9, Mr. Mark's Wild Ride from part 2. Number 8 is, I just lost it. Shit. Number 8 is The Hot Rocks. Number 7 is Trent's Tow Trucking. Number from the remake. Number 6 is The Kimono Slip and Fall from part 8. Number 5 is Jason's Demise in part 4. Number 3, oh no, I missed. Number 4 is The Twofer. It's the Leslie Jordan and his wife Smack in the Mouth. Number 3 is Tina's RV Smash. Number 2 is the sleeping bag from X, because we love smoking pot and having premarital sex. And number 1 is the Cryo Kill from X.
Awesome. What about
Number
you, Greg?
10, number 10, I have The Killing of Cronenberg from Jason X. Number 9, I have Annie's Death from the OG Friday the 13th. Number 8, I have the stabby, breaky of the bad boyfriend from Freddy vs. Jason. Number 7 is The Killing of Jason with Toxic Waste from Friday the 13th, Part 8. Number 6 is Demon's Damn Enchiladas from Friday the 13th, Part 5. Number 6, we have the Shadow and Slam of Terry of the Doublemint Twins from Friday the 13th, Part 4. Number 4, we have the Melting Man from Jason Goes to Hell. Number 3, we have the Slain of Dr. Cruz from Friday the 13th, Part 7. Number 2, we have Trent's Trucking Death from the Friday the 13th remake. And of course, my number 1 is the breaking of Sheriff Garris's back from Friday the 13th, Part 6.
Nice.
Awesome.
A couple more things I want to catch up on before I let you guys go. Daniel, thank you. We love you. Thank you for the donation. It means a lot to us. Name your creepiest horror setting. Woods, haunted house, etc. For me, it's an empty hospital. Yes, I like Halloween too a lot. I'll start with you, babe. What is your favorite horror setting?
Probably the woods.
The woods.
Being in the woods, yeah, that creeps me out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Genius?
Underground. Anything underground.
Nice.
Catacombs or like vaults or like underground like basements, anything where like there's possible of chuds and rats.
Yeah.
Cool. Back to the rats.
Always back
what
to
about
the
you,
rats.
Greg?
I'm gonna say a kind of with the hospital. I'm gonna go with a school, but at night when no one's around and you're not supposed to be there. That terrifies me.
That's scary.
I'm gonna say, because my favorite horror movie is House from 1986. I think the setting in a big house is always one that I'm particularly fond of, and I think it's because my absolute infatuation with House, or because it's my favorite Stephen King film, Train Tunnels. Sometimes they come back. There's something creepy about when the bullies catch them in that train tunnel. You know, how much money you got? 13 cents. You know, there's something about that that's always been super creepy to me. So thank you for the question, Daniel. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. What's yours? Everybody, what's your favorite horror location that's the creepiest horror setting for you? Ooh, Norman Bates versus Jack Torrance.
Ooh.
That's a real good one, Linking. Holy shit.
That is really good.
You know what? I think I'm going to be in the minority here, and I'm going to go Norman. Because he's had a lifetime of being a psycho, creepy killer, and Jack's new to the game. So I'm going to go Norman on this one. What about you, babe?
I don't know. Jack has always been kind of cold, and like he never was really a nice guy, you know? Like.
So you're going to go with Jack?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sleeping on the fucking couch tonight.
Good. I get a full bed to myself. Oh, dang.
Question, is it Norman Bates or Norma Bates? Is he in mom mode? Because if he's not in mom mode, then it's Jack Torrance all day long.
Sure.
But if he's in mom mode, then it's more of an even fight. I'm still gonna give it to Jack Torrance because he's got that Nicholson creepiness factor, you know, and he's just gonna pass the brains in. But again, if it's regular Norman, he's mild mannered and meek. If it's
Yeah,
normal,
This is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
I'm just still stuck on him going into mom mode myself. Now I can't get that out of my head because we recently watched Psycho 2 for the first time, which is wonderful.
Psycho 2 is great.
And it's ridiculously good. But yeah, I've got to go with Jack Torrance because the man is just so menacing. And like I said, Norman, even Norma, I don't think he could match anything with just the sheer intensity of someone with, and again, I'm getting the Jack Torrance hairline, so I understand the rage. So yeah, I got to go with that with there.
I am so tired of being the minority here. I'm canceling you guys. Lexi, that is her name from the Chucky franchise, the new Chucky TV show. Lexi.
Yes,
Thank you, Maya.
Lexi's a bitch.
You can't die, you will never die. Pamela's words to Jason. More of a reason why he would kick Michael's ass. Be cool if y'all join Cody in a Chucky spoiler discussion. Maybe you should tune into Cody's video next Wednesday. You might see some familiar faces over on Cody Leach's channel next Wednesday. Just throwing that out there. Favorite Friday the 13th final girl?
Jenny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jenny all the way.
Jenny. 100% Jenny.
Jenny from part 2.
No hesitation.
Yeah, Jenny from part 2 is rad. She's wonderful.
You know, I gotta say though, I have a soft spot for my girl Lar Park Lincoln. We've become really good friends, so I can go with her too from part 7. But that's just the personal part of me talking because she was like my first crush and like the first besides Wednesday Addams, and now we're friends. So I could
hold on. There's something you dropped there, Ken. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the name. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep on going.
I thought you were gonna say your jaw.
It's just jealousy talking, my friend.
My favorite setting in horror is cities. You know what? While you say that, I'm very excited for Evil Dead Rise to take place in a high rise. I think that's going to be so fun. So that's something I'm very much looking forward to. Daniel says there's something about The Shining. The Overlook Hotel is scary, as you know. You know what? I agree. The Overlook, even before you get into the creepiness of the movie, the Overlook Hotel is terrifying. So I agree with you, Daniel. I like that answer. And then Maya says, I'd say Jack because I definitely believe he's got the supernatural on his side. That's another good point. Hannibal versus Dexter. I'm assuming you mean Dexter, the TV show, and I've never watched that.
I watched almost the entire series, and I'll always just go with Hannibal just because he's a classy guy. But if you haven't watched Dexter, watch up to season 4 and then stop.
Okay. I'm going to go with Hannibal, but I'm going to say Buffalo Bill would take him because he knows if she was a big fan.
Right, exactly. I was going to say I'm going to go with Hannibal just because he's closer to like Buffalo. Hey, Dexter, was she about a size 14?
Danielle says, I think the Blair Witch Project did a great job with the woods as a horror setting. It absolutely did.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen it, check out Blair Witch. What was it, 2018, 2019?
Yeah,
the newest one that just came out. It's more of a direct sequel to the Blair Witch. Have you guys seen it yet? The newest Blair Witch Project
that's
movie?
the one with
Adam Wingard, isn't it?
Yeah, Wingard and Barrett did it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a direct sequel to the first one for those of you that haven't seen it.
I enjoyed it.
It completely ignores Book of Shadows. And I think that you guys, if you like the Blair Witch Project, I think you'll like this one. Like I said, it takes place, I think it's 10 years after the events of the first one. And Heather's younger brother is going out looking for her because they've never found her body. So if you get the chance, it's either on Amazon Prime or Shudder. Maybe it was Hulu.
I think it was on, wasn't it Netflix?
It might have been Netflix. It's one of the streaming services that we have.
We have a million of them.
I'll say this, actually, if you can, try to pick up the Blu-ray or the DVD with the commentary on it.
Yeah.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
I'll do it. I'll buy it tonight because we're big special features people.
Oh yeah.
So I will definitely do that.
I love learning things about the movie. I just love that. Yeah. But I was one of the naive kids that believed that movie was real. Yeah. And I think that's why it was so scary.
I talk about this every time. I was on Sarah Tuckerman's front yard when I was 13 years old, little punk rock kid with a fucking spiky hair, smoking a cigarette.
That's such a made-up name.
I know, Sarah Tuckerman. It's real. I swear to God. And I was smoking a cigarette, and I was telling everybody else, like, my cousin grew up with Heather, guys. This shit's real, man.
It's not like you had Google back then.
Yeah, because you couldn't look it up, and I thought I was the cat's meow, my punk rock fucking Liberty spikes and my Ramones jacket, it's fucking real, guys. Not really inhaling a cigarette.
I'm
I
It's
saw
real,
a
guys.
younger than
website.
you, so-
I saw the missing poster on a website, so it has to be real.
Right.
Why would a website lie about that? I mean,
Yeah.
come on now.
Incredible. Nathan says, "Yep. Glad you told them what's up about." Yeah, of course. Jason would whoop Michael's ass. Hell yeah, Jenny, the ultimate final girl boss. Maya, I agree. She's fucking fantastic. Hold on, I got lost in the chat here. Hannibal any day. Hannibal would win. Most overrated slasher movie. Now, hold on. Before we answer this, Nene, are you saying the most overrated slasher movie or the most overrated slasher villain? I just want to clarify that before we give an answer here. Linking says Halloween is pretty overrated, to be honest. Hell yeah, I got Blair Witch at Value Village once, and when I got home, I saw that the person who donated it also included the OG Blair Witch Project DVD as well, so I got 2 fun. Nice! What did you think of the new one, Maya? What was your opinion on it? Danielle says promotion for Blair Witch in '99 was absolutely flawless. There'll never be another promotion like that. The way that they promoted that movie, because like we said, you didn't have Google in your pocket at the time. And so, I mean, the promotion for that movie alone, the build up to it, made that movie. That movie at one point, I think Paranormal Activity has jumped it. But at one point, the Blair Witch Project was the highest grossing film of all time versus what it cost to make it versus what it brought in box office. It was the highest grossing of all time.
But
that was all due to the buildup of it.
Yeah, that lightning in the bottle, the fact that we didn't have the internet and the fact that it was filmed like a documentary, because this was like nobody knew what the fuck found footage was, you know, not at that time, and nobody knew like that they could make up websites. We were still waiting 10 minutes for one page to load up.
Yeah.
I mean, so like yeah. And so I totally bought for that hook, line, and sinker. There, and like you said, there is no way we will be fooled again like we were back in '99. No
Not
way.
even close.
I Google everything.
Daniel says most overrated is Friday the 13th. Just kidding, Ken. Fuck you, Daniel. He says, I'll go on what you did last summer. I really do like the first one, but I think they went downhill quick after that. So Nene says, yes, it is a movie. I'm going to get killed here. And Daniel, I love you. I love that you support the channel. I love you come out here. But my God, Halloween 2 is so fucking boring. The movie is boring.
Wait. Which Halloween? The OG Halloween
81. 2? Look, the kills are fantastic. I love the kills in that movie. But it's a slow burn for me, and it's way too slow. What's your most overrated slasher film?
Halloween 2 is rad as shit.
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
What about you? Well, we'll come back to you. What about you, Genius? Your most overrated slasher movie?
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Okay. Here's where I got to be fair here. I've only seen the director's cut. I want to watch the theatrical cut because I have a lot of friends that have told me the theatrical cut is better than the director's cut because there's not the rape scene, and I guess the ending is better. But for me, I want to watch the theatrical cut before I really bash Rob Zombie's Halloween. So I got to throw that disclaimer out there, but I do agree with you. From what I've seen, I hate the Rob Zombie Halloween films. What about you, Greg?
I can't really necessarily say anything overrated, but I know just in terms of staying on the kind of the vein with Genius here is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where I know what they were trying to do, and I know what they were trying to go for, but man, it just timing and everything just didn't work for me. So,
and when I say Halloween 2, it's not like, you know, I'm just saying it's, but I personally don't care for Rob Zombie's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Movie is rad. Halloween 2 is but so if you like it, that's cool. But I mean, I know that the reason why I'm saying that it's overrated, Halloween Rob Zombies is not for me, but I know people love it so much to the point where like it's better than the original. I personally think that's a blasphemous saying.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are in that camp. And that's why I think, to me, Rob Zombie's Halloween is overrated. If you like it, if you love it, cool. That's awesome. It's just that movie. I saw what it was trying to do. I just didn't like what it did, and I didn't like what I got.
I'm trying to get him to watch part 2. He's never seen part 2 because part 2 is just such a different animal than the first one.
Is way different.
Very much different, and kind of like his pure distillation, because I think he was the wrong person for a Halloween remake.
Yeah.
Give him the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the Funhouse, there you go. But
Yeah.
yeah.
See, and I do want to clarify something as well. Just because you think something's overrated doesn't mean you dislike it. Now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. I think the Beatles are the most overrated band of all time. I love the Beatles. What did you walk down the aisle to?
Here Comes the Sun.
My wife walked down the aisle to Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. That's how much we love the Beatles. But they, in my opinion, are nowhere near the greatest rock band in the world. And I don't think they ever were. I don't think they ever will be. Doesn't mean I don't like them, but I can admit that I think that something I love is overrated. So just because the reason I'm saying this is we have our top 10 most overrated horror films coming out on a live episode coming up here in a couple of weeks. And I have movies that I genuinely like. One of them I love is on the list, but it's not great. Just because I love something, I can still say it's overrated. Let's get a couple more questions here before we log off. Linking says Terror Train is my favorite slasher film. I got nothing but love for Terror Train. I think it's so much fun. I love the newer Blair Witch maybe more than the original. That's fair. I thought it was really good. Unless you count Alien or Predator as a slasher, then those two are my favorite slashers. I would totally count both.
We
of them.
do.
Yeah, we do. Alien is totally, so is Terminator. Terminator's a slasher. So is The Guest.
The Guest, yeah.
I was just going to say,
The
we're
Hitcher.
totally on the board that Terminator's a slasher.
The Hitcher's a slasher too. Yeah, that is totally yeah. But the Terminator is 100% a slasher movie. If you take
he goes
robotic,
through a phone book looking for Sarah Connors to go gun down and kill.
yeah, I mean seriously, he could be the Shape.
Yep, 100%. Any love for Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow? Yes.
Yes.
Vincent DeSanti is
Mad love for that
amazing. A lot of love. We own the Blu-rays of both. Vin DeSanti is such a great dude, such a nice, kind-hearted person. I did an episode of my first horror movie with Vin, and the director and writer of the Never Hike series, and he's a great guy, amazing guy. I will do nothing but support him forever. Maya says the original Friday the 13th is overrated. I agree. I love it too, but I agree. The Curse of Michael Myers is boring. Yes, it's my least favorite, and I'm counting Resurrection. The Curse of Michael Myers is my least favorite in the Halloween franchise.
Oh boy, wait till you hear our
Wait
episode
till you
tomorrow.
hear tomorrow. Are we just dropping our episode on Resurrection tomorrow?
Can't
we
wait.
We give it some love. We give it some love.
We're a positive podcast. We're a podcast of positivity.
And you guys can listen to that episode by clicking the link down here and subscribing to the podcast. Daniel says, honestly, I found those empty hospital shots so creepy in Halloween 2, but I can see why it's a slow burn. I know it's not a slasher, but A24 really defines slow burn. I get it, but it's not for me. She loves it. So Alien is my favorite horror film ever. Now let's end with this. We're going to go around everybody's favorite horror movie. And in the chat, give us your favorite horror movie real quick before we sign off. We're going to start this time with you, Genius. What is your favorite horror movie of all time?
No pressure.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, it changes almost every day. I mean, with the amount of if you can see, I'm going through the Rolodex. It's like in the movie The Matrix when he's like, "We need guns." All the ones that come out. But I think the one that's like probably one of my origin stories into horror and one of the ones that really got me on this path is the OG Halloween.
Yeah, I would honestly have to agree with that. And I have a very soft spot for OG Halloween.
Okay, we're gonna make this a trio then, because I'm also going with 1978's Halloween.
Yes.
Fucking A, man.
Yes.
All right, here comes Ken in the minority again. What's my favorite scary movie, babe? House. It is. It always will be House. I love that movie. I think it's so close to a perfect horror movie. It has everything. It's a love story. It's a story of loss. It's a story of fear. It's a war story. It's a horror movie. It's everything rolled into one. So House will always and forever be my favorite horror movie. You know what? But I love Candyman.
I mean, I love a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's really a hard one
to choose just one.
It's for me, number one is House, and then I have 2 A through fucking G.
Yep.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the original's on there. If you take out the fucking
Freddy car.
The fucking stupid Freddy car and the mom getting pulled through the window at the end. I think that's the perfect horror movie. You know, The Thing, American Werewolf in London. I think those two are both absolutely fantastic films. So, here we go. Favorite is Scream any fucking day. I love Scream.
Scream is great.
Love it. If we're talking just regular horror, no slasher, it's The Thing by John Carpenter. But if we throw slashers into horror, it's Alice, Sweet Alice, one of the most underrated slashers.
Alice Sweet Alice was rad.
That's
Alice
so
Sweet
good.
Alice is rad. That fucking creep neighbor.
Oh man, that dude.
Nene says, Ken, you're not alone. I hope you're saying with not the Halloween 78 love. Daniel.
Daniel.
There we go.
Danielle says Hellraiser. You know what? I never dug Hellraiser. And Josh Eppert, he was like, hey, you need to go back and rewatch that movie for me and, you know, really digest it. And I like Hellraiser. I like Hellraiser 2 more. Hellbound. I think Hellbound is a more solid film. I think the Doctor is a much scarier character in that movie. But I totally agree. I would actually say Alien and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Everyone does it. That's so great. I wish Cody was here. I love Cody. Such a great guy. Surprised The Thing hasn't showed up in people's favorite. We all love The Thing. I promise you. I think I saw the other day that they finally added House to Prime in Canada. Please, Maya, watch it. Let me know what you think. I love that fucking movie. It's so good. Halloween 78 and Child's Play 2. Ooh. See, for me, it's Child's Play 3, but I got a lot of love for Child's Play 2. That's my daughter's favorite horror movie. She loves it. Alice, Sweet Alice. We got some more love for Alice, Sweet Alice. Y'all should watch Orphan. Crazy twist at the end.
No, Orphan's nuts.
We love Orphan.
Orphan is rad. We did a thing on Orphan. Did you see they're making another one?
Yeah, hold on. Don't say the ending yet. Because people that haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil, but.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. And I did see they're making another one. How in the fuck are they going to continue that?
Right?
Yeah.
Orphaner.
We'll talk about that in a second, gentlemen. Alfonso the Creepy Neighbor and Alice Sweet Alice, he got his. Yes, he did. Hellraiser is so much better if you read the novel it's based on. Never read it. I would love to. And if I'm not, Danielle, please correct me if I'm wrong, because you've read the novel. Is Pinhead originally a female? Because I've heard that, and in the new remake they're doing, they casted a female lead as Pinhead. And I've heard that in the original novel that Pinhead was female, and they changed it for the film. So if you could let us know that, I'd appreciate it. Oh, one of my good friends, Lost River Driving, watching Halloween 6, wanted to pop in and say, what's up, buddy? Nick, thank you for coming. I would have stopped watching Halloween 6 too. Love you, buddy.
Somewhere Anya Stanley is not happy.
What's that?
Said somewhere right now, Anya Stanley is not happy. She is like the world's biggest Curse of Michael Miles fan.
Yes, I can't get into it. Ken, what is House, the 1985 film? Yes. I believe
not to be confused with House Who.
Yeah, no shit.
Huh?
Not to be confused with the other house, the Japanese house.
Yeah, House Who?
Yeah.
I want to say that House right now is streaming for free on YouTube as well. I'm looking it up right now. But
and there's also a really good Arrow Blu-ray that came out with it as well.
Yeah,
a few years ago. Well, we watched that in my backyard probably about 2 years ago on one of the movie nights.
Still holds up so well.
Holds up
so well.
You talking about House?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Kane Hodder played Big Ben, and Sean Cunningham is the one behind this. There's very much of a Friday 13th feel to it. But yes, it is streaming right now on YouTube for free. So if you don't have Amazon Prime where it's streaming for free, it is streaming on YouTube for free, but I believe it has foreign subtitles on it if you can handle that. Nanny says they're using the same actress too, just making some camera tricks to make her look younger. I'm assuming you mean Orphan. That's dope.
Cool.
And then commented on your top 10 horror remakes. My list is posted. I can't wait to look at that. Thank you so much. Love Isabel Furman. Yeah, that's the girl from The Orphan. A transgender woman. Yes, it's true to the origin story, Ken. Cool. That's awesome.
Nice.
No, the Cenobites were essentially sexless. It's been years since I've read it, but I do remember the Cenobites being androgynous. Okay, androgynous. Pinhead was very feminine in the novella. This is very accurate. Most underrated horror movie. House. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But you know what? I'm also going to go Sometimes They Come Back. I think Sometimes They Come Back, the Stephen King film, is fucking awesome. And that's another one that is streaming for free right now on YouTube. If you haven't seen Sometimes They Come Back, it scared me really bad when I was like, run, Jimmy, run! Like that got me, man. So
Is Robert
Sometimes They
Russler
Come
in
Back.
that?
What's that?
Is Robert Russler in that?
I don't think so.
I can't
Or
remember.
is
Let me
he?
look, though.
I think he's in Sometimes They Come Back for More.
Is that it? Okay.
That's
okay.
what I think it is.
Okay.
There was one time in the 90s I was wrong, though, so let me look it up.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, no, it's Tim Matheson is the one, and Sometimes They Come Back.
Okay.
And then I gotta blow my own horn again. Chris Demetral is in Sometimes They Come Back. You can watch his episode of My First Horror Movie if you go to that playlist.
Do it.
What do you think is the most underrated horror movie?
No.
Halloween 3 is on that list too.
Maybe like People Under the Stairs.
Ooh, good choice.
I love that movie.
Yeah. I just bought her the new Fright Reich People Under the Stairs shirt because she's a huge fan of that movie. What would you say, guys? What is the most underrated?
I think if you want to go out and see a flick that you may not have seen and you want to give a chance to, you could do no worse than 1977's The Car.
Honk, 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 honk. The movie is slick. The movie is great.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's underrated because I think it's getting a resurgence, but I'm gonna say Pieces. I adore Pieces. It's such a fun movie. That or Madman.
I'm gonna say,
That
if we're
whole-
talking about Pieces, you don't got to go to Texas to have a chainsaw massacre.
Right? And also kind of along the lines of like we love smoking pot and having premarital sex in Pieces. Oh, I love smoking pot and making love on a waterbed.
That's awesome. Sorry, guys. Ashley's got to be the responsible parent and put our kids to bed. We're going to answer a couple more questions real quick. Dude, I'm going to watch House, never seen it. Daniel, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Let me know what you thought of it because I look at that. If you guys watching every one of my first horror movie episodes, the House poster is right behind me. That I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for that movie. I know that sounds stupid and cliche, but it's 100% true. I would not be the human being I am right now if that movie didn't exist. Do y'all have a Twitter or socials? Yes. All of it is down here in the description. Make sure you're following all of us on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram. These gentlemen, make sure that you're following them on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to their podcast. It is fucking amazing. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is underrated. I can do that. I'm about to go check out your remakes. Would you like me to text you mine on Instagram or on video chat of your remake video? Text me, and then we'll have another chat later on, Nathan. Underrated. Nightmare Remake, Wrong Turn 1, 2, and 3. You know, I don't hate the Nightmare Remake like a lot of people did. Here's my problem with it. Guys, if you don't mind me getting winded for a second, I have the same problem with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake as I do with the Thing prequel and American Werewolf in Paris. You have these movies that were amazing practical effect movies, and you do a lot of the same scenes with CGI, and I think it looks like dog shit. So that's the big problem I have with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake is this abundance of CGI use in comparison to, because I've said The Thing, American Werewolf in London, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, are my 3 favorite practical effect movies. So when you take those movies and you remake them with a bunch of CGI, it just doesn't land for me. What's your dream interview? I just talked about this earlier. Did you grab me a pop?
I didn't.
Okay. My dream interview would be Robert Englund, Stephen King, or somebody I'm pushing really hard to get right now, Tony Todd. Those would be my dream interviews. What about you guys?
Oh boy. I'd love to chat with Don Coscarelli, actually. He's had a number of films that made an impression on me as a kid. So getting talking to a true indie like him would be very interesting.
Okay. What about you, Genius?
Would have been Romero.
Yeah.
I would have loved to interview Romero.
Or Craven.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. No, don't. It's making me. It's like, oh, I miss those guys.
Hell House LLC is fucking scary. I agree, Daniel.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's very underrated. You guys should check it out. We do got to wrap this up because our kids do have school in the morning. Responsible parent, not responsible. So the OG Blair Witch is underrated. I agree because I have a lot of people that say that movie sucks and they're not all there. Valentine is my underrated horror movie. Love Valentine.
Speaking of the guy that did Orphan, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what else is a good underrated slasher is Cherry Falls.
Cherry Falls, yes. We just watched
Terry
that.
Falls is really underrated. It is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. Idle Hands, another underrated movie. Devon Sawa. I just had a big rant about how if they remake Nightmare on Elm Street again, I would love to see Devon Sawa in the role as Freddy Krueger. I think
Sawa's family.
Yeah, I think that he would absolutely be great. So many underrated ones I can think of: Orphan, Oculus, Audition, Tusk, Better Watch Out, Creep, Funny Games, Paranormal Activity. The marked ones. Ashley did not like Tusk at all. Have you done a top 10 horror movies of all time? We did a top 10 favorite horror movies. That is on the channel as well. If you go to our top 10 playlist, we did do our top 10 favorite. He follows you on Twitter now. Inching Closer, Ken. Yes, Tony Todd just followed me on Twitter when I asked him to come on my first horror movie. So I'm hoping we can get a response here soon because holy shit, that would be a dream come true. I just want him to come on and be like, Ken, be my victim. And I'll be like, okay. Stephen King or R.L. Stein. R.L. Stein would be a dope one. I used to love the Goosebumps stuff. I got Cherry Falls in my collection. Just haven't watched it yet. You got to check it out. A great stream as always. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody else, for popping on. I'll make sure to check out your top 10. Please do. If you comment, I always comment back. If you follow us on social media, I promise you we will talk to you. We will converse with you if you converse with us. I know that the Nightmare guys will as well. I hope Your Next was on somebody's list. Your Next is a great movie. Okay, guys, everybody, Nightmare, don't go anywhere. I got a couple more questions. Real quick, who's your favorite Goosebumps villain? The dad, and Stay Out of the Basement. When he turned into that tree, the leafy thing.
He becomes the plant.
The plant?
Well, there's two. That's him and then
the
plant,
that's what I mean. The plant version of him.
Like the plant version of him, like puts him in.
Yeah,
the
plant version of the dad. Just because that threw me off.
He's creepy. He's creepy and mean.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we are going to sign off here. Everybody that's been active in the chat, thank you so much. Nightmare guys, hold on one second. We still got a couple more questions. As always, guys, keep talking horror. Stay what you are, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.